Use the conventional oven or the microwave.
Wrong. Do not
You're on the clock, so make your decisions quickly. But be warned, make the wrong choice and your meal will be unsafe. Sorry, Team 2, an unwise choice. Check the cooking instructions on that package you ripped open so quickly.
Dude, what?
Microwaves and conventional ovens both have a purpose. Your challenge was to cook the dish safely. This means knowing which method of cooking to use, and you failed.
We failed to read and follow the package cooking instructions and use a conventional oven.
If you don't follow cooking instructions, some foods may be hot but may not have reached a safe internal temperature. Use a food thermometer to be sure.
We kept focus on reading and following the package cooking instructions.
And we used a conventional oven and a food thermometer.
Can you cook it safe?
Who's coming on to me now? You know the kind of guys who do like reverse mortgage commercials? Those types are coming on to me all the time now.
She gets the comedians laughing.
That's hilarious.
And the thinkers thinking.
Okay, so there's wiggle room in the Ten Commandments is what you're telling me. You would rather deal with Ahmadinejad than me. And so would Mitt Romney.
She's Joy Behar.
And the best part is that Current will let me say anything. What the hell were they thinking?
Joy Behar, Say Anything. Tonight at 9 Eastern. Only on Current TV.
This show is about being up to date, staying in touch with everything that's going on politically, and putting my own nuance on it.
In reality, it's not like they actually care. This is purely about political grandstanding.
The War Room. Tonight at 6 Eastern. Only on Current TV.
The Parting Shot with Bill Press. This is the Bill Press Show.
Yes, today we say goodbye to Current TV and its short life. Current had a good run, brought some really talented people to the screen. Keith Olbermann, Jennifer Granholm, Elliot Spitzer, Joy Behar, Stephanie Miller, John Fugelsang, Cenk Uygur, Michael Shore, and yes, I was proud to be part of it as well. Unfortunately, Al Gore decided he'd rather cash out than carry out his vision of building America's truly first progressive TV network. But it's important to remember this Bill Press Show was and remains primarily a radio show. Yes, for a year and a half, we might have been covered on TV, but now that that's over, we remain your wake-up call on all of our great progressive radio stations across the country. Starting September 3rd, in addition to radio, we'll also be coming to online at talker.tv and again on television on the Dish Network and DirecTV. So today, goodbye, and thanks to all of you watching us on Current TV. And for everybody else, the show must go on and will go on. We'll see you tomorrow right here on the radio.
This is the Bill Press Show.
That leaky roof will cost you thousands in repairs. Hi, Phil Swift here. Everyone knows Flex Seal is the easy way to coat, seal, and stop leaks fast. And for lighter surfaces, you're gonna love Flex Seal Bright. To put Flex Seal to the ultimate test, we sealed this pickup truck. We turned this truck into the new Flex Seal boat. Flex Seal is the economical solution to thousands of problems.
I drive this boat at 100 miles an hour, and when I get a leak, I use Flex Seal because I know it works.
You can get Flex Seal in original or bright for just $19.99. And we're going to include another can of Flex Seal. Plus, you get the Aero Grip Sprayer free. You'll get it all for just $19.99. Order now.
To order Flex Seal Original or Flex Seal Bright, call 1-800-761-4346 or go to getflexseal.com. Call or go online now.
All right, hello, Current TV land. Oh, you know, Chris, how they always say it just looks darkest right before the light?
Yes.
Well, it's our last day here on Current TV, as we all know, which is very sad.
It's actually before the dawn, and it's literally before the dawn.
Right, right, and hopefully it's not a train, the light that comes right before.
Exactly.
However, Jackie Schechner, look at this. California Supreme Court unanimously rejects attempt to revive Prop 8. So
So there's some good news.
Right. So it's all done now. And
It's donezo.
So we've all been trying to figure out a way to stay together. Jackie Schechner, will you gay marry me?
Absolutely. What took you so long?
Awesome. Well, you know, I have a fear of commitment, a little bit of cold feet, but it's all worked out in the end.
Well, it's good because now that I'm losing my job, I can move into your house. It all works.
Done and done. I'll just bring you into work with me.
Hope you like dogs.
I'm a little needy now. I hope that's okay.
I'm spooning you right now in the current news center. Here she is, Jackie Schechner.
Oh, I feel the love. Good morning, everybody. The numbers out of Egypt are shocking. The Egyptian Health Ministry says now that 525 people have been killed in clashes between protesters and police over the last day or so, making yesterday the deadliest day since the 2011 uprising that ousted longtime leader Hosni Mubarak. President Obama is monitoring developments while he's still in Martha's Vineyard, and both White House Principal Deputy Press Secretary Josh Earnest and Secretary of State John Kerry are speaking out against the violence.
The United States strongly condemns the use of violence against protesters in Egypt.
The path towards violence leads only to greater instability, economic disaster, and suffering.
Egypt is now in a nationwide state of emergency and under curfew. In addition to the more than 500 killed, more than 3,700 are reported injured. Many of those who were killed were part of the protest in Nasser City, and funerals for those victims who've been identified will take place later today. 43 security troops also died in yesterday's clashes, which started when riot police moved in to clear 2 sit-ins at sites populated by supporters of ousted President Mohamed Morsi. The Muslim Brotherhood has called for more protests today, and all had been quiet until just a few moments ago as Reuters reported that hundreds have now stormed a government building in Cairo and set fire to the entrance. We'll keep an eye on developments throughout the morning. For now, we'll take a break. We're back after that.
This show is about analyzing, criticizing, and holding policy to the fire.
Are you encouraged by what you heard the president say the other night? Is this personal or is it political?
A lot of my work happens by doing the things that I'm given to doing anyway, staying in touch with everything that's going on politically and putting my own nuance on it.
In reality, it's not like they actually care. This is purely about political grandstanding.
I've worn lots of hats, but I've always kept this going. I've been doing politics now for a dozen years.
He's been called the epic politics man. He's Michael Schur, and his arena is the War Room.
These Republicans in Congress that think the world ends at the Atlantic Ocean border and the Pacific Ocean border.
The bloggers and the people that are sort of compiling the best of the day. I do a lot of looking at those people as well.
Not only does Senator Rubio just care about rich people, but somehow he thinks raising the minimum wage is a bad idea for the middle class. But we do care about them, right?
The War Room, tonight, only on Current TV.
For sensitive skin, there's Fusion Pro Glide. Our micro-thin blades are thinner than a surgeon's scalpel to glide effortlessly for our gentlest, most comfortable shave. Switch to Fusion Pro Glide, #1 dermatologist recommended on sensitive skin. And now try Fusion Pro Glide Sensitive Shave Gel. Gillette, the best a man can get.
At Habitat for Humanity, why isn't a question, it's the answer. It's why we build. So that a child can live in a healthy home where they can learn and grow to their full potential. It's why we build. For families searching for stability and for those wanting to help themselves and their neighbors, it's why we build. You see, Habitat for Humanity builds so much more than houses. We build homes, communities, and hope. What will you build?
Current TV is the place for compelling true stories.
Jack, how old are you?
9.
This is what 27 tons of marijuana looks like.
With award-winning documentaries that take you inside the headlines, way inside.
We're patrolling the area looking for guns, drugs, bodies. We're going to places where few others are going.
We'll have to get out now.
Okay.
Lots of terrible things happen to people growing marijuana.
This crop to me is my livelihood.
I'm being violated by the healthcare system.
We go in and spend a considerable amount of time getting to know the people and the characters that are actually living these stories.
The literal stone so sweet that destroys one's life.
From the underworld
close it first. I don't know.
To the world of privilege.
Everyone in Michael Jackson's life was out to use him.
No one brings you more documentaries that are real, gripping, current.
Occupy! You will have class warfare.
True stories, current perspective. Documentaries on Current TV.
It's a beautiful day to let it get away.
It is the Stephanie Miller Show. Welcome to it. 6 minutes after the hour, 1-800-STEPH12, the phone number. Back to full strength. Jim Ward, back.
Yay.
Back in the saddle again.
With less cameras up the ass.
Right. 1-800-STEPH12, the phone number. Toll free from anywhere.
Feels like we have cameras up my ass here every day.
Right.
Well,
Doesn't
and
it
light
feel like
shining in
that?
my eyes.
Yeah, we won't have to squint to do radio tomorrow.
Exactly. All right. Yeah. Oh, well, in case you hadn't, we mentioned to Jackie at Stop. This is our last day on Current TV. Al Jazeera America starts, I guess, Tuesday, but I'm not sure what's happening after today. But anyway, you can please follow our Facebook page,
Al
StephanieMiller.com.
Jazeera's got a big house.
Right. Al Jazeera indeed has a big house. All right. We will have a new television outlet. We're on vacation the first week in September.
Yep.
But as soon as we know, we will tweet and Facebook out the news as to where you with the new television outlet.
That's
the
right.
radio show, of course, continues. And you know what I'd do right now if I were you?
What?
Get that Steph cast, only $4.95 a month if you buy a year in advance.
That is a brilliant
so
idea.
You do not miss a moment of us before you can see us again magically. All right.
Go to StephanieMiller.com to find out how.
There you go. Thank you. All right. In the meantime, guess who's here? Our buddy, our Thursday pal. Yes, our Thursday pal.
Yes.
There we go.
Carl.
Carl Frisch, bullfightstrategies.com.
So inviting to me.
Frisch. Good morning, Carl Frisch.
Good morning. It's good to see Jim back, and I think I get to break the news that henceforth, after your vacation, the show will be appearing live from Jim's colonoscopy.
That's right. Live from up
The
Jim's ass. Exactly.
Pardon the echo.
And I know the rumor is that we're all going, including Dexter Von Frisch, to Dog TV, but that rumor is incorrect.
No, it's Animal Planet 6. So check your local cable providers. I don't know if it goes that high, but
Me and Max and Fred and Dexter.
right. And actually, they'll just be sitting in our stead.
Yeah,
Feed
exactly.
them peanut butter. Watch their mouths move.
Now, Carl Frisch, before we get to your tweets, we have to take a peek into right-wing world because this, the rodeo clown incident, controversy in Missouri where the, the rodeo clown wore the Obama mask and, anyway, it turned into a giant Klan rally.
Oh, it was
and
worse
who
than
wants
it
to
was
run
worse
the
than just wearing the mask.
Right. Who wants to run Obama down with the bulls and all that, right? Yeah, I'm sorry, what else?
Well, and then also they played with the mask's lips and everything else, so yeah.
Right. So it took Rush Limbaugh something to finally get outraged about yesterday. I heard him going, this is ridiculous. I can't, liberals have no sense of humor. What? Why won't the president lead? Why won't the president say this is no big deal? So you see, it's the president's fault for not leading by saying, this is funny, people.
That was better than the audio that we used to play of Rush Limbaugh, by the way.
Yes. Thanks.
But this is vintage Rush Limbaugh. I mean, just to recap for people, this is a man who, when we had one African-American senator named Carol Moseley Braun, whenever he discussed her theme song was Moving On Up from the Jeffersons. This is a man who uses an affected pseudo-African-American accent when talking about stories that involve people of color. This is a guy who calls the president a African-American. This is a guy who may not be a racist, but I think he's far worse if he's not.
Yeah.
Because he plays on the racist sensibilities of his audience. And this is exactly what we're seeing here. And of course, in 1994 when Republicans took control of Congress, he was made a honorary member of Congress. And wouldn't you know, one of his colleagues in Congress is inviting these racist rodeo clown rednecks to his district to put on a show, and that's Steve Stockman from Texas. It had to be Texas.
Yeah. Well, I love this, too. And they, of course, poor Trayvon Martin got dragged into this. How dare he say something about a dead, innocent, unarmed teenager and not defend the rodeo clown? I'm like, what?
That's
what?
the real crime here.
What?
Not defending the rodeo clown.
Right. Yeah.
No,
the president apparently lacks a sense of humor or any leadership abilities for not defending a minstrel show. What?
Actually, Rush Limbaugh's a rodeo clown. Now that I think of it.
But not just even a minstrel show, but who wants to see him trampled?
Yeah. Yeah. Who wants to see the bull run down Obama? Blah blah blah. Yeah. I was like, wow.
It's no different. It's no different. It's just a slower form of death than when we saw the gun shows selling those Obama targets.
Yeah. I love this. Actually, Peggy Noonan said the same thing. That must have been the right-wing talking point.
It was.
Why won't the president show class and sense of humor and leadership by defending the rodeo clown? All right. So that happened, and we all apparently let it, Carl Frisch.
She's a rodeo clown, too, as far as I'm concerned.
There you go. You gave us the breaking news. Was it yesterday? Twitter wins Democratic nomination New Jersey special senatorial election. You refer to Cory Booker, well-known tweeter.
Yeah, it's the first time that a social network has been elected to office. Really excited. Hopefully it doesn't do a lot of RT, retweeting it forges its own path. I don't think I can go any further on the metaphor.
Right. Yes. No, you're done.
But no, Cory Booker, next senator from the great state of New Jersey, and extremely low turnout, which is, precisely what Chris Christie wanted. He didn't want to have to worry about the extra Democrats turning out. I think it was about 9% turnout, which is higher than they had thought it would be, but still pretty darn low. I don't think anybody thinks that the Republicans have a chance in this race. What was interesting about the primary is you had three really great candidates. You had the only rocket scientist in Congress. You had the Democratic floor leader, the guy that, sets up all the speeches from Democrats on the House floor. And you had Cory Booker, a great mayor from Newark. And that's a good indication of what our bench looks like, Stephanie.
Yeah.
Now let's look at the Republican bench. Rand Paul and Ted Cruz, who can out-crazy each other to be the Republican nominee in 2016?
Who is going to win that crazy off, do you think, if he was a betting man?
Well, it depends on how loud those birthers are. Because I think birthers are, if nothing, consistent, right? We expect them to raise the same stink within their own party about Ted Cruz being born in Canada,
of course,
that they raised about the president, because nothing would distinguish them otherwise. And so I think you've got to give the edge to Rand Paul. Honestly, I think it's going to be somebody that nobody's even talking about right now, because these guys are so bonkers. I think maybe somebody like Mitch Daniels from Indiana or somebody like that.
The teeny tiny Mitch Daniels.
Yeah, miniature, mainstream, and not making any waves right now.
Yeah.
Because I think you're going to end up having like 10. I think you're going to end up having like 10 crazy people like we did last time that just beat each other up, and every other week we have a new front runner.
Yeah.
And then the last person standing is going to be the one with the most money, and that's going to be the person that the Washington Beltway has decided should be the nominee.
And isn't it amazing how little power Mitch McConnell and John Boehner have?
Oh, they have no power. They are the emperor without clothes.
Yeah.
Close your eyes.
Oh, dear.
You don't want to see it.
I fear Kathleen. Oh, sorry. I was going to say.
I'm without clothes, but I do have a shell.
Yes. He has a thick candy coating. Carl Frisch, Kathleen Madigan told us that Rand Paul, she's met in person, is equally teeny tiny.
He is tiny. I've met him. His wife is stunning, and I met him at the Correspondents' Dinner last year. He is very, very small.
Well, right. So if it's he and Mitch Daniels and who knows who else, maybe even Jeff Sessions will get in. It'll be like a dwarf toss. The
I announce my candidacy for the presidency of the United States.
The primary.
What?
Well, it's either that or they have wings and they're the flying monkeys from the Wizard of Oz.
There you go. I like that idea.
But short people generally have trouble winning. Hillary's not the tallest person in the world, but I don't think our first woman president is going to be 6'2".
No, probably not.
No, that would have been Janet Reno.
Yes. All right.
And what a dance party it would have been.
That's right.
So let's talk Olympics. You tweeted Olympic sponsors stand by games as criticism of anti-gay law mounts. And also, our friends here at NOM. The national spokesman sings praises of Russia's anti-gay law.
It just gets worse, and I'm glad we have so much time before the games, because everybody needs to know about this. If this was happening tomorrow, the corporate sponsors would put their heads down and not do anything. And I think there's still time to change things here. It gets worse and worse. I mean, if you look at what the law says, I mean, Andy Cohen, for example, he's the guy from Bravo.
Right.
He was scheduled to be hosting Miss Universe, which will be taking place in Moscow this year, and he just pulled out of it for fear of his own life. The evening news anchor in Russia on a state-owned news channel came out of the closet last week on an evening broadcast and was summarily fired. And said that he couldn't not come out and tell people that this guy that millions are watching in Russia is no different than anybody else. This is, the way that gay folks are treated in Russia is a wet dream for right-wing evangelicals. This is the same kind of thoughts and baloney that they've put in the heads of different African nations, and it's no less frightening. And we need to be using the attention that the Olympics is going to bring to raise attention here. This is not just about gay people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what do you think should happen? I mean, obviously the president has said he doesn't think we should boycott, but what do you think?
I don't think we should boycott the Olympics either. I think we should move them to Vancouver and move on with our lives.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
I think anybody who
can't Ted Cruz make that happen? He's Canadian.
I would hope so. I think he would probably want to placate the right wing and not say anything. Oh, wait, no, he hasn't said anything about the Olympics.
Yeah.
Nobody on the right wing has. And if you want an example of how difficult it's going to be for the right to connect with the middle of this country, the independents who look at anybody who's anti-gay or misogynistic as crazy and unelectable, look no further than how the right has reacted to the Olympics issue and the way that LGBT people are being treated in that country. It would have been a perfect opportunity. They didn't even have to come out for marriage or anything else. All they had to do is say what Russia is doing, this country that we bemoan all the time, beating up gay people, not allowing them to live their lives openly, what they're doing is wrong. They didn't even have to come out for any of the civil rights that we're fighting for in this country, and they still won't do it.
And ironic, Carl, that as I reported at the top of the show, that we're making such strides here, including the breaking news that it's nailed, meat coffin.
That's right.
For homophobes in California. The California Supreme Court unanimously rejected an attempt to revive Prop 8, ending the pending legal challenges.
Dunzo.
And then they took the 5 south to the 101 east. And,
totally. Well, you can totally get there to gay marriage if you're a Californian.
What are you doing here?
It's progress. I mean, everybody should know that you and Jackie are getting hitched.
Yes. Yep. Well, here it is, last minute, trying to figure out how we can all stay together after current TV goes off the air, and there you go. See?
I would love to be your flower guy.
We all have to ignore certain flaws, her being straight, things like
minor
that.
detail.
Right.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, it's just the right thing to do on her part.
That's right.
For millennia, gay people have been entering into arranged straight marriages.
That's right.
Well, let me add her. I'll turn her gay. So.
Jim will have to supervise carefully to make sure that the transition goes smoothly. Now, Carl Frisch, great stuff, and we will obviously continue to talk about the Olympics and all the stuff going on over there. Thank you, honey. Give Dexter Von Frisch what?
What?
A big gay kiss for me.
I totally will.
All right, love you, Carl.
But
there
enough with the lesbian talk.
Hey.
What?
Oh, come on.
What?
Now stop it.
What did I do?
Freudian slip much?
Easy joke. 19 minutes after the hour, right back on the Stephanie Miller Show.
Like being stung by a bee, or getting a splinter, or being chained to a wall in someone's sex dungeon.
it's the Stephanie Miller Show.
This Tuesday at 3 Eastern, change the way you look at news. Get more depth, more perspectives. Al Jazeera America premieres in 5 days. Al Jazeera America, there's more to it.
This is the computer ICU. It's what happens to your computer when it gets infected, slows down, and crashes. And if you don't do something, your computer could wind up here in the computer graveyard. But it could be saved with mycleanpc.com.
Is your computer running slow? Are you frustrated with error messages, blue screens, computer freezes, and crashes? Then go to mycleanpc.com for your free diagnosis today. Then just activate the mycleanpc.com software to fix it in minutes. And computer specialists are available while you're online.
The best thing about MyCleanPC.com was it had a free diagnosis.
My computer is 100% faster.
You know immediately what the problem is, and the problem is solved right then and there.
Download your free diagnosis today at MyCleanPC.com.
I have poor credit and cannot get a traditional loan.
I had one repayment fee with CashNet USA that was a fraction of what my bank fees would have been.
CashNet USA is always there for me when I need a loan. The money is in my account the next morning.
Go to cashnetusa.com/TV to apply in 5 minutes, and if approved, you can have the money as soon as tomorrow. Save now by using promo code TV147 at cashnetusa.com/TV.
Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
Welcome to Cook It Safe Challenge. In this round, teams must read and follow package cooking instructions and know your microwave wattage.
1100 watts.
You can find the wattage in the owner's manual, on the appliance label, or by contacting the manufacturer. Each team has been given a frozen entree to safely prepare.
Oh, wait, what is the wattage of the microwave? Whatever.
Oh, sorry, Team 2. You get a red card for not checking the cooking instructions and not knowing the wattage.
Wattage? It won't just cook?
Microwaves have different wattages.
I told you we should have checked the package instructions and checked the wattage of the microwave. It's not cooked safely. I wouldn't eat this. It's cold.
If you don't follow the cooking instructions, some foods may be hot but may not have reached a safe internal temperature. Use a food thermometer to be sure.
You win. We just kept focus on reading and following the package cooking instructions.
We knew the wattage of our microwave so the food cooked safely.
And the challenge continues. Can you cook it safe?
Through Thursday at 8 Eastern on Current TV.
If you believe in states' rights but still support the drug war, you must be high.
Viewpoint digs deep into the issues of the day.
Do you think that there's any chance we'll see this president even say the words carbon tax?
With an open mind.
Has the time finally come for real immigration reform?
And a distinctly satirical point of view.
But you mentioned great leadership, so I want to talk about Donald Rumsfeld.
Cutting through the clutter of today's top stories.
This is the savior of the Republican Party? I mean, really?
With a unique perspective.
Teddy Roosevelt was a weak asthmatic kid who never played sports until he was a grown-up.
And lots of fancy buzzwords.
Family values, spending, liberty, economic freedom, hard-working moms, crushing debt, cute little puppies. If Wayne LaPierre can make up stuff that sounds logical while making no sense, hey, so can I. Once again, friends, this is live TV, and sometimes these things happen.
Viewpoint with John Fugelsang, tonight at 8 Eastern.
You watch the show.
Only on Current TV.
Stephanie Miller.
It is the Stephanie Miller Show. Welcome to it. 23 minutes after the hour. 1-800-STEPH12, the phone number. Toll free from anywhere. Josh in the current control room wants to see me without a hat?
Yes.
No.
Computer says no.
It's in the graphic that comes in where I'm like this.
Oh, that's well. The graphic isn't live.
You can tune in to CNN every day and see me with hair and makeup at 4:45 Pacific. 7:45 Eastern.
You should take off your hat like they did in like 70s perfume commercials. You know, take it off and then just shake it.
No, because I'm Jose Hebert. It's attached to the hat.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, I don't actually have hair.
Okay.
1-800-STEPH12. Dana in Maryland, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hi, Dana.
Good morning. How is everybody?
Good, honey. Thank you for your love letter.
Just about what Carl was talking about, and I'm so glad it's getting traction, you know, because it is such a human rights issue, and a lot more people are coming out. I saw Greg Louganis last night in an interview that was very well done.
Yeah.
And, you know, you just have to look at
It made a big splash, I'm told.
Hey, you see what you did there?
He made a splash.
I did see that. You know, you just look at a picture of Hitler at the 1936 games and everybody doing Heil Hitler. I mean, that says it all to me.
Yeah.
And
he started
you know,
with the gays and the gypsies. That's right.
Yeah, and I just, you know, how can you, I'm on the fence. Again, I do understand the athletes. I love our athletes. I support them. But, I'm with Carl. I think there's plenty of time to make backup arrangements.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
The parallels between the Olympics in Berlin and the Olympics now are absolutely horrifying. Because back then, Hitler said...
And everybody said, oh, Hitler will never go that
right,
far.
Right, and back then Hitler said, okay, well, we'll let, the Jews in, but, they just can't make a big stink about it. And
don't be all Jewy? Is that what he meant?
The International Olympic Committee went along with that. And that's the exact same thing that's going on with the gays today.
Yeah.
It's
just
a little frightening.
If you just hush about being gay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right. I know you tried to drag Jim into a Hitler thing, and you got nothing there. Just like I got no reaction to Greg Louganis making a big splash. Dana, a little chuckle, something.
I gave you a sound effect.
Jesus.
I guess I don't count.
Really? Jesse in Dubuque would like to. They should stop their homophobia in Russia. Just stop it.
Yes.
Stop it.
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 Wow. It's always wanted to hear on an endless
Stop
loop.
it.
That's it.
All right.
Yikes.
Thank you. That was, of course, Ann Romney, Rick Santorum, and Dana Loesch.
Dana Loesch thrown in there just because.
Because
why not?
Right. Because why not? Joe in Utah, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hi, Joe.
Yeah. My concern is that when the Republicans want to run Cruz for president, watch. They won't say nothing about him not being an American citizen.
Yeah.
There won't be a tweet. There will be nothing. And they'll look the other direction.
Where's the birth certificate?
Yeah, exactly. By the way, he was the superstar at that big, the Family Flavin thing.
In Iowa?
Christian Family Flavin Company, whatever that thing is they have. Christian Family Leader Conference, pardon me, Jim, that was in Iowa. Guess who was the big star, though?
Michelle
Speaking of
Bachmann.
rock star cheers. No, God. Yes. And, Donald Trump. Ted Cruz and Donald Trump, a sideshow at Fire and Brimstone rally, according to the Daily Beast. It may have drawn 2 presidential aspirants, 3 elected officials, few dozen political reporters, even Donald Trump. But the Family Leader Conference in Ames, Iowa, was not a political rally. Instead, it provided a complete cultural roadmap for attendees who included many pastors. Oh, here, would you like some of the fun facts?
Sure.
Yes. David Noble spoke. He's a leading evangelical thinker. Contradiction in terms?
Yes.
Maybe. Let's see. Who led a group called Summit Ministries. Among more secular audiences, Noble may best be known for his 1965 work, Communism, Hypnotism, and the Beatles.
And Beatlesism.
Not sure what those 3 things have in common, but I guess we'd have to read his 1965 work to find out.
Is this like the Beatles and rock and roll are of the devil kind of
in
thing?
65, the Beatles hadn't even started taking acid yet, so...
that was still the I want to hold your hand era.
A little beyond that.
He described a world in which 3 ideologies were competing for control: militant Islam, Western European socialism, and secularism, and American Judeo-Christian capitalism. Well, there's a little bouillabaisse of...
Except they talk about the war on Christmas, and they usually talk about people who celebrate Hanukkah. So the Judeo part doesn't really mean much to them. It's just kind of a...
Of course, Frothy spoke. Rick Santorum.
Oh, of course.
There was yet another surge. Here's a fun fact I did not know about Frothy. He is now the CEO of a Christian movie studio in Dallas. Did you know that?
Man.
Imagine what they're cranking out.
Of course, you'd have to be in Dallas.
He urged attendees to actively engage in the culture war by making art.
Art?
Like he presumably is at his Christian movie studio.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of these Christian movies out of Christian movie studios. That's not art in any
Maybe a little spin art, something. Just put this thing in the... Oh, look, you made art. Good.
It's a latch hook.
Good.
You know?
Oh, look, macaroni and glitter.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. Donald Trump finally made it to the stage around 6:30 p.m., but the auditorium at long started to empty out. Oh, that is just a sad little...
Huge auditorium. That's why it's empty, because it's so huge.
Right, because it's huge. 29 minutes after the hour, right back on the Stephanie Miller Show.
Every weekday morning, Current TV gets political.
Very, very excited about that. I'm very proud of that.
Beltway politics from inside the loop.
We tackle the big issues here from our nation's capital, around the country and around the globe.
DC columnist and 4-time Emmy winner Bill Press opens Current's morning news block.
We'll do our best to carry the flag from 6 to 9 every morning.
Think conservatives have a stranglehold on the morning news? Bill Press invites you to think again as he tackles the hot issues on Capitol Hill and beyond. It's Full Court Press with Bill Press.
Just bringing you exactly what's happening in politics today by people who have a lot of experience, who know what's going on, and who know what they're talking about. I'll tell you, what energizes me to get up every morning is to get the first crack at the news, the first crack at the newsmakers. I know this stuff. I know what I'm talking about, and I love it, and I try to bring that to the show.
Unafraid, outspoken, and above all, current. Full Court Press with Bill Press. Weekday mornings starting at 6 Eastern, only on Current TV.
All right, in 15 minutes, we're going to do the Young Turks.
I think the number one thing that viewers like about the Young Turks is that we're honest. They know that I'm not BSing them for some hidden agenda, actually supporting one party or the other. When the Democrats are wrong, they know I'm going to be the first one to call them out.
What's unacceptable is how Washington continues to screw the middle class over.
I don't want the middle class taking the brunt of the spending cuts and all the different programs that wind up hurting the middle class.
We got to go to the local level, the state level, and we got to fight hard to make sure they can't buy our politics anymore.
And they can question whether I'm right about that. But I think the audience gets that I actually mean it.
$3 trillion in spending cuts.
Uniquely progressive and always topical, the world's largest online news show is on Current TV.
And I think the audience gets this guy, to the best of his abilities, is trying to look out for us.
The Young Turks with Cenk Uygur, tonight at 7 Eastern, only on Current TV.
Hi, I'm Mike, founder of DollarShaveClub.com. What is DollarShaveClub.com? Well, for $1 a month, we send high-quality razors right to your door. Each razor has stainless steel blades, an aloe vera lubricating strip, and a pivot head. It's so gentle a toddler could use it. And do you like spending $20 a month on brand name razors? 19 go to Roger Federer. I'm good at tennis. And do you think your razor needs a vibrating handle, a flashlight, a back scratcher, and 10 blades? Your handsome-ass grandfather had 1 blade and polio. Looking good, pop up! Stop paying for shave tech you don't need. And stop forgetting to buy your blades every month. Alejandro and I are going to ship them right to you. So start deciding where you're going to stack all those dollar bills I'm saving you. We are DollarShaveClub.com, and the party is on.
Did anyone tell the pilgrims they should self-deport?
No, they said, make us a turkey and make it fast.
She gets the comedians laughing.
That's the best. That's hilarious.
And the thinkers thinking.
Okay, so there's wiggle room in the 10 Commandments is what you're telling me.
She's Joy Behar.
Yeah.
I consider you Jew-Italian.
Okay, whatever you want. Who plays Kafka?
Who saw Kafka?
Whoever saw Kafka.
Asking the tough questions.
Chris Brown? I mean, you wouldn't let one of your daughters go out with him, would you? You would rather deal with armadillo than me. Man, mitts the ball game. I take Lipitor. That's it.
Oh, you're improving your lips?
When she's talking, you never know where a conversation's gonna go.
It looks like Anthony Weiner is throwing his hat in the ring.
His what in the ring?
His hat.
Oh.
Always outspoken, Joy Behar.
And the best part is that Current will let me say anything. What the hell were they thinking?
Joy Behar, Say Anything, tonight at 9 Eastern, only on Current TV.
Stephanie Miller.
Don't talk dirty on TV. It's a family meeting.
Me, sorry. 34 minutes after the hour, 1-800-STEP-1-2. The phone number this hour of the Stephanie Miller Show brought to you by Identity Guard, making it okay to trust again. Go to identityguard.com. All right, at top of the hour, we're going to squeeze another healthcare corner out of Jackie Schechner.
That's right.
And
getting more blood out of that turnip.
She's my intended. How dare you?
Don't call her a turnip.
She's my intended trollop. How dare you?
Oh. Getting more blood out of that trollop.
The trollop turnip.
Yeah.
Turnip
anyway,
trollop.
a lot of developments with Obamacare, including this from Yertle, Jim. Mitch McConnell's cyber fears not delaying Obamacare in Kentucky.
That's tragic.
A day after Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell demanded that the Obama administration delay the October 1st launch of the health insurance exchanges. Nice try.
That you delay it.
Nice try, Yertle. A key component of Obamacare.
I'm coming to get you.
The head of Kentucky's exchange said the project is on target to begin on time. He and yet another gambit to hamper the
darn it.
the president's key health care reforms. McConnell wrote Monday to the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Service to express concern. He's very troubled.
You know-
He's very troubled. Very concerned.
Do you
Very
know how
troubled.
hard it is to write without
Concerned
fingers?
turtle is concerned.
Concerns are
Concerned troll
is very concerned.
told him that he should be very concerned.
Yeah.
Yes, that most of whom the transactions will be online could be vulnerable to hackers and cyber criminals. The director said Kentucky's exchange in particular will proceed on schedule. She said she has not had time to even review McConnell's letter. I haven't looked at his comments. I've been working all day on some other issues that will involve getting the exchange ready to start on time in Kentucky. Nice try, though, Yertle. Very tricky. Very tricky.
Very troubled.
He's very troubled.
very
Troubled
troubled.
turtle's very troubled.
I'm troubled turtle.
This is just getting pathetic, isn't it? There are attempts to stop Obamacare. It really is.
Stop it. Stop Obamacare. It's moving too fast.
I'm sorry. You would like to stop it?
Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it.
All right. That's just silly.
Yes, it is.
All right. So we were talking to Carl Frisch about Ted Cruz, who's going to win that particular crazy off between Ted Cruz and Rand Paul for the Republican nomination. Guess who it's big trouble for? Governor Oops.
Oops.
Oh,
Yes.
Rick Perry.
The headline is Ted Cruz turning into Rick Perry's worst nightmare in Iowa. Rick Perry cannot afford to lose any of his 2012 Iowa supporters if he's had to have any chance to win the 2016 Republican presidential caucuses there. So he must have not been pleased to read the headline of the OhioRepublican.com, Cruz garnering excitement across Republican factions. Yes, that's fellow Texan Ted Cruz, the freshman senator, the 42-year-old firebrand who is young enough to be Perry's son. Oh, dear. This is very all about Evish. Early polling shows Cruz doing far better than Perry, even in Texas, where Perry has ruled for more than 13 years. Even without the Cruz complication, Perry is piling up a new collection of oops moments.
Oops.
So, right. Would you like the fun facts on his latest ones? Let's see. We have I think I even missed some of these. In a June speech to the Faith and Freedom Coalition in Washington, he slammed the Obama administration by saying, "It won't make one phone call to save our men and women in an embassy in Lebanon." He apparently meant Libya.
Oh, wow.
Oops. In a July interview with the Washington Post, Perry framed his potential 2016 prospects by saying, America's been a country of second choices. When a reporter asked if he meant second chances,
Oh, wow.
Perry said both.
Oops.
Second choices and second chances.
Third base.
Actually, according to the last primary, he was not second choice. He was somewhere down.
He was like 8th or
13th.
something.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perry launched August by mixing up his locales during an appearance at the Red State Blogger gathering, even though New Orleans was written on the front of the lectern. He said, there are many other states that embrace those conservative values, the approach that we've taken over the years. I'm in one today, in Florida.
But Louisiana is a neighboring state to his. He should know.
A voice called out, or Louisiana. And by the way... You are an idiot! Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Yeah, that was just not a one-time oops thing.
No.
In fact, I can think of at least three... See what I did there? Because remember, he couldn't... There were 3 departments of the government that he was going to... And he
abolish.
couldn't... Right. And so... All right. Okay. I was mentioning to Carl about just when you think this can't get more ridiculous. So the president should have apparently shut his pie hole about Trayvon Martin, but who he really should be defending is the rodeo clown in Missouri.
Right. The racist rodeo clown incident?
Right.
He should be defending
That's a big leadership deficit there because he's not telling people to relax and not be so politically correct and blah, blah. Media writes, it seems only yesterday that when the conservative media went from ignoring the killing of an unarmed 17-year-old Trayvon Martin to shrieking at the top of their lungs that President Obama should shut his Kenyan yap about it. Maybe that's because it was pretty much yesterday, but a new day has dawned and conservative media has found something of sufficient gravity for the president to weigh in on a rodeo clown whose minstrelly has drawn the condemnation of Republicans in the former Confederate state of Missouri. Rush Limbaugh pretty much called all those people just wusses.
Yeah.
The Republicans that had the audacity to condemn this are a bunch of wusses. I love Wonkette's piece on this because Peggy Noonan also wrote about the same thing. Dame Peggington Noonington, cat blogger, astute observer. Astute observer of the painfully obvious and longtime sufferer of a crappy hotel room thanks to Obama, has some more unsolicited advice for the president, which he should definitely follow if he wants to be like that great bipartisan messiah, St. Ronald Jesus Reagan, in whose name we pray. Here are today's words she wishes she could put in Reagan's mouth like the good old days, but she can't because he's gone, sad face. So she will put them on the Wall Street Journal instead. She writes, let me suggest a classy Obama move that might go over well. Oh, I see. He's being not classy by not defending the racist rodeo clown. Okay, that was disrespecting not just him, but the office of the presidency, pretty much suggesting violence against the president.
Have a rodeo clown with a Peggy Noonan mask. And
how about that?
That would be lovely.
Yeah.
How about that? From his vineyard vacation spot. Oh, that was a little jab. The president's on vacation, and no other president ever has done that.
Not a vineyard.
He should have the press office issue a release saying his reaction to finding out a rodeo clown was rudely spoofing him was so what? Say he loves free speech, including inevitably derision directed at him, and he does not wish for the Missouri State Fair to fire the guy and hopes those politicians unctuously, excessively, embarrassingly damning the clown and the crowd would pipe down and relax. This would be graceful and nice, wouldn't it? Oh, the president is just so rude for not defending
so
a racist rodeo clown. Oh.
And Peggy Noonan knows so much about rodeos.
He would
Those
never.
are her people.
He would never do it. He gives every sign of being a person who really believes he shouldn't be made fun of. He makes jokes all the time about himself. But okay.
Yes.
And if he is, it's probably racially toned.
Probably.
Because why else would you make fun of him? Oh, I see.
Playing with the mask's lips. Is not okay.
No. Mediaite writes, yes, if that uppity blackety president had any class at all, darling, he would take time out of his vacations. Vacations are for white presidents anyway, to explain to the American people that racist jokes are funny, people, and not even necessarily racist. And so what, people? Yeah, that's right, Peggy. That's a giant leadership void there. Dear God. Okay, Sandy in Ohio.
Dame Peggington Noonington.
Peggington Noonington, well-known cat blogger.
From Downton Abbey.
Hey, Sandy, welcome.
Oh, thank you, Stephanie. I'm one of those kind of channel floppers. Beck is on at the same time in Ohio as you are. So during commercials, I flip over to Beck because, I need a little laugh now and then.
Yes.
Nothing to be happy about in Pike County, Ohio. But anyway, did you realize that he has offered to sponsor a mask night in the rodeo, for a rodeo, because of that poor clown that's being abused by everyone. And since Beck had to buy his own TV station because he got kicked off of the two that he was on, including Fix News, I figure that's going to happen in Texas. Maybe he and Stockman can get together and put that on.
Oh, dear God. Yeah, it's is it going to be near his, is that where his compound's going to be? Glenn, Becky Stan? I don't know. All right, give me some comedy music. Speaking of clowns, wow, have you seen this story? So Scott Brown, the Senator Fold, former Senator Fold, Jim.
Sorry.
If you could do that
Working on
later.
my bucket.
Yeah, okay. All right, good. Chris, I don't know if you heard this story as well. So Scott Brown is going to obviously run for governor.
Yes.
His brother is apparently a big kind of George Zimmerman-esque doofus.
Really?
Scott Brown's brother accused of impersonating an officer and commandeering a boat.
On. Jeez.
The brother of former Massachusetts U.S. Senator Scott Brown was arrested Thursday night in Connecticut on a number of charges, including impersonating a police officer. Check this out. Police responding to reports of a man with a gun found Bruce Brown driving a blue Crown Victoria with what appeared to be a disc antennas mounted on the trunk along with hideaway lights. Brown was wearing military-style pants. Officers say they found 3 loaded 9mm handguns, a black nylon duty belt with 2 sets of handcuffs, a police baton, 12 fully loaded magazines with a total of 101 hollow point and 102 ball 9mm bullets. Brown also allegedly had a black tactical bulletproof vest with the word police embroidered on the front and back with a silver metal TSA badge attached. Oh, dear
wow.
God, really?
Really?
Did
It's
he
like Flair. He's going to be police Flair.
He's working at the police version of
Right.
TGI Fridays.
Exactly.
Investigators say earlier in the day, Brown commandeered a boat by identifying himself as a police Coast Guard official. He allegedly produced an expired Coast Guard identification. TSA and U.S. Coast Guard officials say Brown is not affiliated with either agency. Former Senator Brown released a statement on his Facebook page referring to Brown as his estranged half-brother, saying he only knows what's been reported in the news. Okay, all right.
Now he's Zach Galifianakis in Hangover 2.
Oh my God. Where do you get all the fake badges and all that? Did he embroider the police vest himself?
You can order anything online.
I'm sewing, shut up, honey, I'm sewing my police vest on. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's as ridiculous as Glenn Beck's compound.
Are you tired of your government taking away liberties and freedoms you can't quite name? Are your vague platitudes and third-hand anecdotal facts falling on deaf ears? Well, come secede, or sec-D with us in the Teabagger Utopia. Glenn, Becky, Stan.
I will personally come to your house and help you pack.
Your hard-earned money is yours to keep. There are no taxes in Glenn, Becky, Stan. Of course, there are no roads, bridges, police, fire protection, no teachers, hospitals, libraries, garbage pickup, or sewage treatment in Glenn, Becky, Stan. But hey, who cares about that big government nonsense? You'll feel like our founding fathers as you struggle against the elements, fending off wild animals, and your fellow teabaggers when provisions run low and their survivalist training kicks in.
Get off my land!
Who needs government? It's overrated. Join us in Glenn, Becky, Stan. We have freedoms with none of the responsibilities. You want to shoot your gun in any direction? Go ahead. Want to lock your wife and children in the basement? Nobody's asking questions. Remember, freedom isn't free, but with a small down payment, it can be yours for a song.
Above the fruited plain.
Glenn, Becky, Stan. Our future is in the past.
Yay, Kenny Pick.
Yay, thank you, Kenny. All right, 47 minutes after the hour, right back on the Stephanie Miller Show.
Ongoing train wreck aside, I love this.
It's the Stephanie Miller Show.
This Tuesday at 3 Eastern, change the way you look at news. Get more depth, more perspectives. Al Jazeera America premieres in 5 days. Al Jazeera America, there's more to it.
Are you tired of those hot, sticky, sleepless nights? Are you fed up with flipping your pillow looking for relief? Some nights you feel like you're on fire. Introducing Chillo, the amazing new pillow pack that transforms your pillow into a Chillo. Look, pillows trap body heat, increasing perspiration. But Chillo keeps your head cool and dry. The secret is Soothe Soft technology, the water-cooled memory foam that keeps you cool for hours. He likes the room hot, she likes the room cold. Chillo is customized to cradle you in memory foam cooling comfort. Even if your room feels like a desert, you'll feel like you're in a cool oasis. Watch, these thermographic images show significantly lower blue Chillo temperatures, but the down pillow is many degrees warmer. Chillo fits perfectly inside your pillowcase or sleep right on the slip-proof cushion.
When I suffer from a migraine, I usually use an ice pack. It tends to leak and create a mess. But with Chillo, it's so much more comfortable. It makes me feel better instantly.
I've been experiencing hot flashes and night sweats, but with Chillo, it's instant cool, instant relief, and it's wonderful.
Every night I used to wake up in a puddle of sweat. Chillo really helps spread that coolness around, so now I feel comfortable.
There's more. Cool Soothing Chillo is a perfect cool compress for headaches, migraines, backaches, or even throbbing, aching feet. Frigid ice packs lose their cool, but Ultra Suede Chillo lets you chill out all night long. Look again, Chillo stays almost 10 degrees cooler. Now order the amazing Chillo for the special TV price of just $12.99. But wait, call in the next 10 minutes and we'll send you a second Chillo, free. Just pay separate processing and handling. You get it all. 2 Chillos for just $12.99. So call now.
To order, call 1-800-517-9748. That's 1-800-517-9748 or visit Chillo.com. Order now.
This show is about analyzing, criticizing, and holding policy to the fire. Are you encouraged by what you heard the president say the other night? Is this personal or is it political? A lot of my work happens by doing the things that I'm given to doing anyway, staying in touch with everything that's going on politically and putting my own nuance on it. Not only does Senator Rubio just care about rich people, but somehow he thinks raising the minimum wage is a bad idea for the middle class. But we do care about them, right?
The War Room, tonight at 6 Eastern, only on Current TV. Current TV is the place for compelling true stories.
Jack, how old are you?
9.
This is what 27 tons of marijuana looks like.
With award-winning documentaries that take you inside the headlines, way inside.
We're patrolling the area looking for guns, drugs, bodies.
We're going to places where few others are going.
We'll have to get out now.
Okay.
Lots of terrible things happen to people growing marijuana.
This crop to me is my livelihood.
I'm being violated by the healthcare system.
We go in and spend a considerable amount of time getting to know the people and the characters that are actually living these stories.
The literal storm so sweet that destroys one's life.
From the underworld
Close it first. I don't know.
to the world of privilege.
Everyone in Michael Jackson's life was out to use it.
No one brings you more documentaries that are real, gripping, current.
Occupy!
You will have class warfare.
True stories, current perspective. Documentaries on Current TV.
Stephanie Miller.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours. Damn right, it's better than yours. I could teach you, but I have to charge my
This is Zombie William F. Buckley Jr. My milkshake does indeed bring all the boys to the yard. Damn right, it's better than Gore's, by which I mean that degenerate communist Gore Vidal. I could say that during our famous televised debate that I ate his lunch, but in point of fact, being a zombie, I ate his brains with some fava beans and a nice Chianti, although I prefer and must eat brains, preferably sauteed in garlic butter.
All right, that was for Kelby at Current.
Yeah.
You wanted one last Zombie William F. Buckley. All right. Rocky Mountain Mike says, I shudder to think what Santorum art is. Yeah, that's...
Ooh.
Because I was talking about spin art.
Yikes.
Yeah. Oh, yikes. Yeah. Okay. Chris in Yankton, right, guys, Scott Brown's brother playing dress up with his police embroidery reminds me of W having I'm the President embroidered on all his jammies, jackets, and everything else. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
How dorky was that? Just every single, it was like, and it wasn't an official thing. It was something he had made.
Right.
It was flair.
By the way, guess what? I'm the commander guy. I'm the
Commander
decider
dude.
guy. Look at
I'm the Saturday guy and the commander dude.
in the back of my underpants, too. Okay. Hack in Texas. You're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hi, Hack.
Hey, actually, you know, Peggy Noonan is a pioneer in the field of conservative punditry. She's one of those, she's a bleach blonde conservative pundit. That would make her a peroxy moron.
Hey, I see what you're doing there. La, la, la. Okay. Hey, guess what? We talked about Wachahooset's, North Carolina yesterday in that unbelievably awful, what is it, a bill or something, the voting suppression thing.
Right.
Hey, looky here, the governor, we played his sound bites yesterday, the Republican governor. His approval ratings, not so much.
No.
Tanks. North Carolina Governor Pat McCrory. Right. Pat McCrory. Has seen his approval decline sharply since the spring, according to a new poll. 39% of North Carolina voters approve of his work, while 51% disapprove. His numbers began to drop soon after he signed a controversial bill restricting abortions, and they have further plummeted after this latest, the voter suppression thing. Oh, by the way, the Moral Mondays, when asked to compare the legislature there with Moral Monday protesters who've demonstrated weekly outside the state capitol in Raleigh, in opposition to Republican policies. 47% favor the protesters, 38% favor the legislature. So go North Carolina. I saw a huge rally in our favorite Asheville, North Carolina as well. This is Hillary Clinton obviously had to get involved because this is so egregious what they're doing. And we mentioned it yesterday. It is really it is being called brazenly designed to target Democratic voters. Hillary Clinton obviously spoke at the American Bar Association about it, slamming a sweeping effort to construct new obstacles to voting, often under cover of addressing a phantom epidemic of election fraud. Yeah, in the state after state, there's like zeros. I think I actually saw a number, 0.0000001%. That's the
it's an epidemic.
The vote fraud they found, quote unquote. The centerpiece of the law, strict new mandate for voter ID. That's more notable for what it bans than what it permits. This is just so like blatant. Of the various forms of state-issued ID, only 4 are valid for voting. Driver's licenses, passports, veterans ID, and tribal cards. Everything else is unacceptable. This includes college IDs, public or municipal employee IDs, ID from public assistance agencies, and out-of-state driver's licenses. It's no accident these are the excluded categories. As with similar laws in other states, the restrictions target Democratic voters from students and young people who are more likely to rely on university-issued ID to public employees and the poor. Of course, a large share of the voters, Black and Hispanic. Overall, the state estimates as many as 318,000 voters could lack the appropriate kind of ID.
So? What?
Yeah.
It's not like they're white or anything. What?
Yeah.
What?
Unbelievable. All right. So we've been talking about the rodeo clown controversy.
Yes, we have.
The controversy being, well, first of all, 2 days ago, Rush Limbaugh said it's the president's fault for going on the Tonight Show and diminishing the office of the presidency himself. You would expect this sort of thing. And now it's his fault for not defending the racist rodeo clown and not having a sense of humor and leading by saying how fun racist humor is.
How many people are buying his act anymore, I wonder?
Mediaite writing, for days, conservatives in the media have been calling out Republicans in Missouri for denouncing a rodeo clown's performance at the Missouri State Fair, although they keep referring to those Republicans as liberals for some reason. However, conservative media watchdog Newsbusters is on it.
Our friends at Newsbusters.
Hiya. Swooped in with a welcome dose of cold, hard truthiness to let the Republicans, Democrats, and other decent people who are offended by the rodeo's mockery of President Obama know that this exact thing happens all the time. In fact, you wouldn't believe how often.
Like when?
Oh,
it's unbelievable. I couldn't even tell you how often it is because it's so often.
Despite
it just happened again and again.
Media attempts to frame reaction to this incident as liberal oversensitivity. The performance drew immediate harsh rebukes from Republicans and Democrats in Missouri, and it resulted in a lifetime ban for the rodeo clown. So, and Rush Limbaugh basically calling them pusses for having any kind of sense of decency. Yeah, I don't know. They're talking about sometime 20 years ago, somebody was wearing a something, George H.W. Bush, what? This is anyone that saw this, even Republicans in Missouri said, this is racist. Yeah. It's a minstrel show. Give me a break. The guy playing with the lips on the Obama mask, like, ha, 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 get it? Because...
Newsbusters had to go back to 1994 to find an example of a Republican.
Right.
Yes, and they say it's so rampant.
Rampant. Happens all the time. That kind of disrespect.
Yeah. Good on you, Newsbusters.
Nicely done. Okay. All right. 58 minutes after the hour, Jackie's Healthcare Corner next on The Stephanie Miller Show.
Welcome to Cook It Safe Challenge, where teams compete to make the right decisions about safe food preparations. Our challenge in this round, read and follow package cooking instructions and use a food thermometer. Let's see how our teams are doing so far. Team 1.
We just got 100 points.
We separated our raw food from our cooked food.
Team 2.
We got a 100-point green card for proper hand washing before our meal prep.
We've reached a critical safety point in the challenge. Okay, Team 1, let's check this out. Uh-oh, not a safe internal temperature for those hamburgers. That puts everyone at high risk for foodborne illness. You get a red card, undercooked. Always read and follow the package cooking instructions and use a food thermometer. Let's see how our winning team cooked it safe and avoided problems.
Well, I just kept focused on the 4 food safety steps. Clean, separate, cook, and chill.
And we followed the package cooking instructions and took the temperature.
Can you cook it safe?
All right, TV Land, hour number 2, sexy liberal Hal Sparks. In hour number 3 today, he could not make it yesterday. Jackie's Healthcare Corner coming up next. Lots of healthcare news. You heard me talking about the Mitch McConnell. That was a nice try, wasn't it?
Yeah, no,
Yes.
they're making an effort. I like that.
Yes, it was nicely. It was he was trying to get them to stop the exchange starting in Kentucky because he's afraid of, what was it now? Oh, hackers and cyber criminals.
Yeah, his tech savviness is astounding, huh?
Yes, he was worried about internet turtle tunnels, apparently. Apparently there's wormholes in which your information can be hacked.
Yeah, the series of tubes, the trucks and the series of tubes.
Sure.
Yes, exactly. All right, we'll talk about that and the right-wing push poll that accidentally finds Obamacare popular. Oops. Oops. All right. In the meantime, here she is in the current news center, Jackie Schechter.
Good morning, everybody. President Obama is going to give remarks about 15 minutes from now from Martha's Vineyard, and we will follow that and bring you what he says in our next news break, if not sooner. Meanwhile, some other news to report to you this morning. The Progressive Change Campaign Committee, the PCCC, is going after Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell while he's home in Kentucky for recess. They are running a new TV ad featuring an auto worker named Kirk Gillenwaters, who is speaking out against GOP efforts to cut pensions and retirement funds.
Retirement is supposed to be promises made, promises kept. But our pensions are being cut, and we need Social Security. When Senator Mitch McConnell supports cutting Social Security, he's breaking a promise, and he's hurting our families.
The PCCC only has a small budget for this ad, but they are soliciting donations online to keep it running as long as possible. Another TV ad out today, this one from Organizing for Action, the political action committee that came out of President Obama's re-election campaign. It's promoting the benefits of health care reform by sharing a story of a North Carolina family who not only got a rebate from their health insurance company, but they got a cut in their insurance rates too, both thanks to the Affordable Care Act.
We ended up getting a $350 rebate from our insurance company, and then his premiums were going to go down by about $60 a month.
It's nice to see somebody's looking out for the little guy.
This is a third in a series of ads by OFA so far, working to get the word out about all the good that the Affordable Care Act is doing so far. By the end of the summer, OFA plans to have spent more than 7 figures on this kind of messaging. We're back after the break. Stay with us.
Monday through Thursday at 8 Eastern on Current TV.
If you believe in states' rights but still support the drug war, you must be high.
Viewpoint digs deep into the issues of the day.
Do you think that there's any chance we'll see this president even say the words carbon tax?
With an open mind.
Has the time finally come for real immigration reform?
And a distinctly satirical point of view.
But you mentioned great leadership, so I want to talk about Donald Rumsfeld.
Cutting through the clutter of today's top stories.
This is the savior of the Republican Party? I mean, really?
With a unique perspective.
Teddy Roosevelt was a weak asthmatic kid who never played sports until he was a grown-up.
And lots of fancy buzzwords.
Family values, spending, liberty, economic freedom, hard-working moms, crushing debt, cute little puppies. If Wayne LaPierre can make up stuff that sounds logical while making no sense, hey, so can I. Once again, friends, this is live TV, and sometimes these things happen.
Viewpoint with John Fugelsang, tonight at 8 Eastern.
You watch the show.
Only on Current TV.
This is the computer ICU. It's what happens to your computer when it gets infected, slows down, and crashes. And if you don't do something, your computer could wind up here in the computer graveyard. But it could be saved with mycleanpc.com.
Is your computer running slow? Are you frustrated with error messages, blue screens, computer freezes, and crashes? Then go to mycleanpc.com for your free diagnosis today. Then just activate the mycleanpc.com software to fix it in minutes. And computer specialists are available while you're online.
The best thing about mycleanpc.com was it had a free diagnosis.
My computer is 100% faster.
You know immediately what the problem is, and the problem is solved right then and there.
Download your free diagnosis today at mycleanpc.com.
Every weekday morning, Current TV gets political.
Very, very excited about that. I'm very proud of that.
Beltway politics from inside the loop.
We tackle the big issues here from our nation's capital around the country and around the globe.
DC columnist and four-time Emmy winner Bill Press opens Current's morning news block.
We'll do our best to carry the flag from 6 to 9 every morning.
Think conservatives have a stranglehold on the morning news? Bill Press invites you to think again as he tackles the hot issues on Capitol Hill and beyond. It's Full Court Press with Bill Press.
Just bringing you exactly what's happening in politics today by people who have a lot of experience, who know what's going on, and who know what they're talking about. I'll tell you, what energizes me to get up every morning is to get the first crack at the news, the first crack at the newsmakers. I know this stuff. I know what I'm talking about, and I love it, and I try to bring that to the show.
Unafraid, outspoken, and above all, current. Full Court Press with Bill Press. Weekday mornings starting at 6 Eastern, only on Current TV.
It's a beautiful day.
It is the Stephanie Miller Show. Welcome to it. 6 minutes after the hour. 1-800-STEP-12, the phone number, toll free from anywhere. Sexy Liberal Hal Sparks in hour number 3 with us today. You could not make it yesterday. And guess who's here, everybody?
Hello world is the news that she's bringing. Come on, get Jackie.
In case you missed the news last hour, she is my fiance. Good morning, Jackie Schachner.
It's news to her.
Nice ring.
Thanks.
I gotta say, you splurged for the bling. I'm impressed.
All right. We because the last rejection of the Prop 8 thing, that's done. It's over.
Dunzo.
Nail meat coffin. Gay marriage. It's for good in California, Jackie, just in time.
I know, and I was going to opt for a destination wedding, but now I feel like we have to do it here.
All right, because today, as everybody knows, start my love music again, and we will try not to weep before we do it, Jackie's Healthcare Corner, but today's the last day of Current TV.
Yep.
Yeah.
And because I know we've gotten tons and tons of mail about, will you be able to take you with her? The honest answer is we don't know yet, right? And we love Jackie, and obviously you can tell that we are dear personal friends now, and we've had such an amazing time together, and so we're all sad about Current ending. We will have a new television outlet for the radio show. The honest truth is we don't know if that will be a news channel yet. There's a number of options on the table. So as soon as we're back from vacation in September, we will have a new...
Pretty sure it won't be a porn channel.
Right.
Pretty sure.
Right. That's Jim's most fervent wish, and that clearly Jackie would be involved in that.
Yes, we're going to be the morning show for the new Hustler channel.
Hopefully, Jackie will continue to do Healthcare Corners with us as a guest until we know what's happening. Long term.
I mean, it's something worth explaining because I think people need to understand is that I was hired by Current Television.
Right.
Current pays my salary. I was lucky enough to be kind of dedicated to the Stephanie Miller Show, and obviously the relationships and friendships continue well beyond this particular opportunity. But Current's the one that pays the paycheck, and when that's going away, even though we know that progressive radio is rolling in cash.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we are so lousy in it.
So that's, and I'm expensive.
Roll up the Brinks truck.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm pricey, and Steph knows because she bought the ring.
Yes.
So, that's what's going on here. But I do want to let people know that I'm going to be active on Twitter as always, and it's just at Jackie Schachner. I have a website which has
languished a little bit.
But it's easy. It's just JackieSchachner.com. It's been up for 5 years or so now, and I'm going to start putting some effort into it again. I'm on Facebook. And when I figure out what I'm going to do next and where it's going to be, I will let everybody know.
And we will, and we've said go to StephanieMiller.com, follow us, Stephanie Miller Show on Facebook, and as soon as we can tell you where we're going to be, our contract with Current was till September 1st. We're on vacation the first week in September, so there will be another I just can't say anymore. I'd have to kill all of you. But there are several options. We're deciding which is best in terms of the new TV outlet for the radio show. So
yeah, and one thing I just quickly want to add on a personal note is that this has been an incredible opportunity to speak my mind and to be able to give my thoughts and opinions on the stories that really matter and the things that I think are important to people's everyday lives. And it's very rare that there's a news outlet that allows you to do that. And it would be very hard for me to go work for some organization that doesn't allow that to happen. So it makes the options a little more tailored when it comes to looking ahead to what may or may not be available. And I just want people to understand that this has been such an incredible opportunity being a part of this team and a part of this outlet.
Well, honey, we feel the same way. As you know, we're I'm going out with you and your mommy Saturday night, so so we are not about how close we actually are.
It's true.
But no, and also, people have said this is such a critical
before the wedding, too.
Yeah, right. So. Well, yeah, I feel like I should technically ask her, I suppose, for permission.
For a hand
of some
in marriage.
Sort.
Yeah.
Okay, your daughter's technically straight. Whatever. But anyway, but I was saying too is this is such a critical time for the Affordable Care Act, which you were so instrumental in getting passed. So I also think, I hope that you'll continue to do Healthcare Corners with us, meaning work for free like everyone else does.
Yeah, why not?
Rocky Mountain Mike's like, feel my pain, sister.
Yeah. I don't eat much. I mean,
clearly.
Oh, Rocky Mountain Mike was nice enough to send Jackie all of the jingles that he's put together.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
The mixtape. I got a mixtape.
Yeah.
I should have brought my boombox to hold up for a final. All right. Anyway, but so we will keep you posted on all of that, and because I was saying it's such a critical time, and this information is so critical right now. So let's dive into a corner, and we'll continue to do that. I was saying it is amazing. Mitch McConnell's latest nice try. He tried to say he wanted to stop Kentucky's exchange from starting because of fears of cybercrime or whatever.
Cybercrime.
Right?
Yeah, and the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, CMS, it's important to note that they have been doing Medicare, Medicaid, CHIP, the Children's Health Insurance Programs, for years and years and years, and they've been working online. They handle sensitive data all the time. There's absolutely no concern, and this is just another effort to try to pick apart the provisions of the Affordable Care Act that are well on their way to being implemented in a successful manner.
The fact that there's no cause for concern means there's cause for concern.
I mean, just because he can't use an ATM doesn't mean...
Hey!
I have no fingers.
This is how bad it's gotten. As I was saying to you at the top, right-wing push poll accidentally finds Obamacare popular. This is incredibly... it's by the Heritage Foundation. Their poll oversampled Republicans and asked misleading question, but finds most people still want to keep Obamacare.
Yeah.
Isn't that great? I mean, that's one of the things that was so poorly reported during the fight for and in the aftermath of healthcare reform is that when you say, how do you feel about Obamacare, people are like, I hate it. It's awful. And then you ask them about the provisions that it provides, and they're like, I like that.
Right.
So
But the death panels.
I just don't like the black guy. I mean, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Was that the question?
I love this. And I love this one. NBC News reports a prominent conservative group marshaled new polling data on Wednesday to try to convince reluctant Republicans that forcing a government shutdown over Obamacare won't necessarily harm the GOP. Okay, that's not the polling I'm seeing. You go ahead with that, right?
Yeah, it's a stupid reason to try and shut down the government. Shutting down the government in general is stupid, but it's a dumb reason to try and do it. And I mean, people are starting to realize that you may not like the concept that the Republicans have created of this like weird monolithic government program. But the news is that it doesn't exist. It's a total bogeyman. It's totally fake. It doesn't exist. It's a series of provisions that are being put into place to help fix our broken healthcare system that was unsustainable the way it was. And that's the bottom line. So nobody's being shoved into any program. The government's not going to raid your house looking for your personal information. I mean, there were so many ridiculous rumors going around. It's like I don't even know where to begin debunking them.
What about the death panels?
Insane.
Exactly. Jackie, the article we sent you on Slate, there is a, because we try to, that's what we've been doing here with the corners, is trying to like tell people what might be a real threat to affordable care, what's just more of this right-wing noise. But this one is a little bit troubling, isn't it? They're talking about the effort to bring down the law at the grassroots level by encouraging citizen non-participation. They're, sending Freedom Works is saying burn your Obamacare card, which
Okay, there is no
morons.
Obamacare
There is
card.
no. Okay, they're morons, but still. Slade is saying the odds are slim. It might just succeed. If that boycott doesn't succeed, the only people conservative leaders are going to end up hurting are their own followers. I mean, they're basically trying to get people not to sign up, right?
Well, that would be a good trick because there is no Obamacare card.
Right.
So you go ahead and burn away.
Yeah, you go ahead.
The second thing is that people need to take a deep breath and think about what it is they would be volunteering not to participate in. It's like you're going to need health insurance in order to get health care, and it's unfortunate that that's the case. I'd rather we just had a health care system and not a health insurance system.
Right.
But you need access to health insurance in this country to get affordable health care. And if you boycott or choose not to sign up for a plan within the exchange, you're basically giving up affordable health care. You're giving up government subsidies to help you reduce your premiums for that access to health care. And it's all private plans anyway. So what's the alternative? To go out onto the market and pay more out of protest? I mean, it's such a call to operate against your own best interest.
I'm going to barter with chickens.
Yeah,
right.
So
And
silly.
they're trying to, I guess, get people to not be aware that these subsidies are available, right?
I guess. I mean, it just doesn't seem to make any sense to me. And, you know, they always say, like, when millionaires and billionaires are trying to get you to vote their way, they're trying to get you to vote against your own best interest, right? I mean, because what benefits them is not going to benefit the average American
Right. They're going to try to
family.
trick people into not getting health care, to pay the penalty instead or whatever. I mean, it's really...
Which, strangely enough, actually would negatively impact their big donors and the insurance companies, because the insurance companies want increased enrollment. So if you're encouraging people not to participate in the healthcare system, you're damaging the insurance companies, which are your advocates anyway, right, for the GOP advocates in Congress, and you're damaging the constituents who need access to affordable health care. I mean, none of that seems to make any sense.
So it's a win-win.
Yeah, it's a win-win for everybody, right.
You're standing on a really flimsy false principle. It makes no sense. I just ask people to take a deep breath and think logically about what's happening here.
Yeah. Ann in Tennessee. Let's do a quick Ask Jackie. Hello, Ann. Hey, Ann.
Hello.
Hi, go ahead.
Hi.
Jackie, I'm an independent insurance broker, and I work a lot in the Medicare market. And I've been shocked here for the last several months, and we keep getting closer to this Affordable Care Act going in. So I say, okay, great, Medigap plans, Medicare supplements. Oh boy, I won't have to close my book up and walk away, or say, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Mrs. whatever with Medicare, your premium's going to be $900 a month instead of $200 because you've got a pre-existing condition. Now, miracle of miracles if they even take them. They won't take pre-existing conditions. But they've always been the elite of the Medicare products that you could buy to go with Medicare. People go, oh, Medicare is not going to be part of it. Medicare waives all pre-existing conditions anyway. Yeah, but if you total up what they have to pay under Part A, it's well over $115,000, isn't it? And then Part B, they got to pay 20% of everything. Okay. That's
Okay. Hang on. Let Jackie answer because we're running out of time here. Go ahead, Jackie.
Okay. Yeah. What about Medigap? These insurance companies are saying no. We're still going to be able to ask health questions and deny them and rate them up and have our way with them.
Okay, Jackie?
Okay, well, I think she's probably talking about Medicare Advantage plans. And what I understand about Medicare Advantage plans is that we've eliminated some of the waste and fraud and abuse in that system. And part of that is overcharging and offering things like gym memberships, which people aren't taking advantage of, but hikes up the cost. So there are some new regulations within the Medicare Advantage system from what I understand. And these insurance companies are going to have to take a look at what they're charging and what they're offering because they're not going to be making as much money off the government subsidies as they were before. So I think there's going to be some adjustments within that system, and I would imagine that they'll have to make that more affordable for people to take advantage of it. I'd have to look at the specifics, to be honest with you, of what the particulars are, but I do know that we've made adjustments to try to root out some of the waste and the fraud and the abuse, which takes place rampantly within that system.
Okay. Can I hold you? Well, I'm just going to hold you through because if your news is crappy at the top of the hour, what are they going to do? Fire you?
Yeah.
All right. So Jackie's going to hang on for another
that
segment.
gallows humor.
Jackie's Healthcare Corner, 18 minutes after the hour, right back on The Stephanie Miller Show.
I don't know what that means, but I like the sound of it.
It's The Stephanie Miller Show.
This Tuesday at 3 Eastern. Change the way you look at news. Get more depth, more perspectives. Al Jazeera America premieres in 5 days. Al Jazeera America. There's more to it.
I have poor credit and cannot get a traditional loan.
I had one repayment fee with CashNet USA that was a fraction of what my bank fees would have been.
CashNet USA is always there for me when I need a loan. The money is in my account the next morning.
Go to cashnetusa.com/TV to apply in 5 minutes, and if approved, you can have the money as soon as tomorrow. Save now by using promo code TV147 at cashnetusa.com/TV.
Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
That leaky roof will cost you thousands in repairs. Hi, Phil Swift here. Everyone knows Flex Seal is the easy way to coat, seal, and stop leaks fast. And for lighter surfaces, you're gonna love Flex Seal Bright. To put Flex Seal to the ultimate test, we sealed this pickup truck. We turned this truck into the new Flex Seal boat. Flex Seal is the economical solution to thousands of problems.
I drive this boat at 100 miles an hour, and when I get a leak, I use Flex Seal because I know it works.
You can get Flex Seal in original or bright for just $19.99. And we're going to include another can of Flex Seal. Plus, you get the Aero Grip Sprayer free. You'll get it all for just $19.99. Order now.
To order Flex Seal Original or Flex Seal Bright, call 1-800-761-4346 or go to getflexseal.com. Call or go online now.
All the preparation, the training, it all comes down to this.
To be a winning team, you have to work like a winning team.
We have a job to do out here today.
Some people think it's about muscle, but it's really about heart. A lot of heart.
My team depends on me.
And my team is 50,000 strong. Looks like a lot of work's going into this.
This is what it feels like to be part of a team.
A winning team.
The action team.
Get in on the action at actionteam.org. Are you in?
All right, in 15 minutes, we're going to do the Young Turks.
I think the number one thing that viewers like about the Young Turks is that we're honest. They know that I'm not BSing them for some hidden agenda, actually supporting one party or the other. When the Democrats are wrong, they know I'm going to be the first one to call them out.
What's unacceptable is how Washington continues to screw up the middle class over.
I don't want the middle class taking the brunt of the spending cuts and all the different programs that wind up hurting the middle class.
We got to go to the local level, the state level.
Everybody.
Go ahead. Morning. Go ahead.
Jackie, I got a buyout from my job last year, and one of the provisions was a lump sum chunk of money to use for medical expenses. And it is tax-free, or it's tax-exempt. I'm wondering, will we lose that tax exemption on something like this?
Oh, that's a good question. I think this has to do with the health savings account, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's along those lines.
Yeah, and it's a little complicated, and I would be dishonest if I said that I understood the parameters of what's going on there. It's a little tricky, and what I would recommend is on healthcare.gov, they have all of the information, and you can sort of search for some of those specifics, and it'll give you some information. I think Families USA also does a really good job with that. The Kaiser Family Foundation. There's a lot of websites who have some more particulars, but it does have to do with health savings accounts, and I don't know what happens with that money being available tax-free still.
Okay.
But
thank you.
I have to check. No problem.
All right, let's try to get another one in here real quick. Carrie in California, you're on with Jackie. Go ahead. Carrie, real quick.
Oh, hi. Yes, I am a Kaiser member, and I pay almost $1,000 a month for my insurance. And I'm wondering if there's going to be any relief for people like me. I'm 64 years old. I'm in relatively good health, and I have no issues. So I'm just wondering, how is this going to affect me? Can I see my premiums coming down?
Yes. That's the answer, yes.
Okay, all right. We love you. See you at the top of the hour.
Love you guys.
All right, right back on the Stephanie Miller Show.
Did anyone tell the pilgrims they should self-deport?
No, they said, make us a turkey and make it fast.
She gets the comedians laughing.
That's the best.
That's hilarious.
And the thinkers thinking.
Okay, so there's wiggle room in the Ten Commandments is what you're telling me.
She's Joy Behar.
I consider you Jew-Italian.
Okay, whatever you want. Who plays Kafka?
Who saw Kafka?
Whoever saw Kafka.
Asking the tough questions.
Chris Brown? I mean, you wouldn't let one of your daughters go out with him, would you? You would rather deal with armadillo drop than me. Men, it's a ball game. I take Lipitor. That's it.
Oh, you're improving your lips?
When she's talking, you never know where a conversation's gonna go.
It looks like Anthony Weiner is throwing his hat in the ring.
His what in the ring?
His hat.
Oh.
Always outspoken, Joy Behar.
And the best part is that Current will let me say anything. What the hell were they thinking?
Joy Behar, Say Anything, tonight at 9 Eastern, only on Current TV.
Hi, I'm Mike, founder of DollarShaveClub.com. What is DollarShaveClub.com? Well, for $1 a month, we send high-quality razors right to your door. Each razor has stainless steel blades, an aloe vera lubricating strip, and a pivot head. It's so gentle a toddler could use it. And do you like spending $20 a month on brand name razors? 19 go to Roger Federer. I'm good at tennis. And do you think your razor needs a vibrating handle, a flashlight, a back scratcher, and 10 blades? Your handsome-ass grandfather had 1 blade and polio. Looking good, pop-up! Stop paying for shave tech you don't need. And stop forgetting to buy your blades every month. Alejandro and I are going to ship them right to you. So start deciding where you're going to stack all those dollar bills I'm saving you. We are DollarShaveClub.com, and the party is on.
This show is about analyzing, criticizing, and holding policy to the fire.
Are you encouraged by what you heard the president say the other night? Is this personal or is it political?
A lot of my work happens by doing the things that I'm given to doing anyway, staying in touch with everything that's going on politically and putting my own nuance on it.
In reality, it's not like they actually care. This is purely about political grandstanding.
I've worn lots of hats, but I've always kept this going. I've been doing politics now for a dozen years.
He's been called the epic politics man. He's Michael Schor, and his arena is the War Room.
These Republicans in Congress that think the world ends at the Atlantic Ocean border and the Pacific Ocean border.
The bloggers and the people that are sort of compiling the best of the day, I do a lot of looking at those people as well.
Not only does Senator Rubio just care about rich people, but somehow he thinks raising the minimum wage is a bad idea for the middle class. But we do care about them, right?
The War Room, tonight, only on Current TV. Current TV is the place for compelling true stories.
Jack, how old are you?
9.
This is what 27 tons of marijuana looks like.
With award-winning documentaries that take you inside the headlines, way inside.
We're patrolling the area looking for guns, drugs, bodies.
We're going to places where few others are going.
We'll have to get out now.
Okay.
Lots of terrible things happen to people growing marijuana.
This crop to me is my livelihood.
I'm being violated by the healthcare system.
We go in and spend a considerable amount of time getting to know the people and the characters that are actually living these stories.
The literal stone so sweet that destroys one's life.
From the underworld
Close it first. I don't know.
to the world of privilege.
Everyone in Michael Jackson's life was out to use it.
No one brings you more documentaries that are real, gripping, current.
Occupy!
You will have class warfare.
True stories, current perspective. Documentaries on Current TV.
While other people were out living their lives, I wasted mine watching TV. Because deep down, I knew it might one day help
Stephanie Miller.
save the world.
It is the Stephanie Miller Show, 34 minutes after the hour. We join the president in progress talking about Egypt.
We've been blamed by supporters of Morsi. We've been blamed by the other side as if we are supporters of Morsi. That kind of approach will do nothing to help Egyptians achieve the future that they deserve. We want Egypt to succeed. We want a peaceful, democratic, prosperous Egypt. That's our interest. But to achieve that, the Egyptians are going to have to do the work. We recognize that change takes time, and that a process like this is never guaranteed. There are examples in recent history of countries that are transitioned out of a military government towards a democratic government, and it did not always go in a straight line, and the process was not always smooth. There are going to be false starts. There will be difficult days. America's democratic journey took us through some mighty struggles to perfect our union. From Asia to the Americas, we know that democratic transitions are measured not in months or even years, but sometimes in generations. So in the spirit of mutual interest and mutual respect, I want to be clear that America wants to be a partner in the Egyptian people's pursuit of a better future, and we are guided by our national interest in this long-standing relationship. But our partnership must also advance the principles that we believe in, and that so many Egyptians have sacrificed for these last several years, no matter what party or faction they belong to. So America will work with all those in Egypt and around the world who support a future of stability that rests on a foundation of justice and peace and dignity. Thank you very much.
What? Why didn't he say anything about the rodeo clown in Missouri?
What a bastard.
Why won't he lead? Why won't he defend the racist rodeo clown in Missouri? What?
Because that's what's really important.
Can't believe he's not talking about important
I
issues
know.
today.
The
Secretary of State
Racist rodeo clown was a jackass.
John Kerry. Yes.
The United States strongly condemns today's violence and bloodshed across Egypt. It's a serious blow to reconciliation and the Egyptian people's hopes for a transition towards democracy and inclusion.
And then he talked about the Egyptian revolution as well, John Kerry, yesterday.
The promise of the 2011 revolution has simply never been fully realized. And the final outcome of that revolution is not yet decided. It will be shaped in the hours ahead, in the days ahead. It will be shaped by the decisions which all of Egypt's political leaders make now and in these days ahead.
Let me guess, well-known Southern Belle Lindsey Graham has the vapors over this?
He does.
Because it's clearly the president's fault, as always.
Exactly.
From Benghazi to Cairo to Damascus,
We're to Baghdad. We're failing across the board. Obama's foreign policy is not working. The Mideast is literally in flames, and the biggest prize of all is Egypt. And if we lose Egypt, if Egypt becomes a failed, fractured state, I just cannot imagine what Israel's future looks like.
I see. And it was so peaceful, the Middle East, until the president showed it all up.
Everything was all working out fine.
Right.
Until that guy came
That
in.
guy.
That one.
All right. Kevin in D.C. on the real important issue this morning. That would be the racist rodeo clown in Missouri. Hello, Kevin.
Good morning, Alabaster Angel.
Hello.
Tell you, even though, of course, I know you guys are coming back sooner than later on TV, I am somewhat a bit verklempt. Even a one-day break between me making me to see your lovely vice is just too much, but what can you do?
Chris will throw up some Ustream cameras with some Vaseline on them.
Yes.
So I'll look even better.
She'll look just like Sybil Shepherd.
Exactly.
Well, I just want to quickly say I appreciate with that incident and Zimmerman and the Voting Rights Act being gutted, there's a lot for people of my shade to be angry about, but when I listen to you and your various listeners and your guest stars like the Hot Bree, as you call it yesterday, was outstanding.
Yeah.
It makes me know that the lunatics' days are numbered. They're like the dinosaurs making the biggest thrash before they go extinct. It's going to take a while, but it bucks me up and makes me know that the logical, sane people outweigh the idiots. And I want to take a personal quick thing to say that thank you. I mean, I know you're not going anywhere, but as far as the video...
What, am I dying? We're just going to be off camera for a couple
like
weeks.
having a wake while you're still alive.
Of course. But I just want to thank you for the...
Get in the casket. Stop moving.
Listen. He's going to harvest my organs in a minute. Wait a minute, what?
No, but you know, after all these years, no one loves you like I do. If you would have told me that a slender fart joke telling radio host would affect me this way, I would have said, please put down the crack. But it has happened.
Yeah, because we know you would get a harsher sentence than some other people, if you know what I'm saying.
A little bit. Just a little bit. And it's,
my Mandingo warrior.
Oh, thank you, Alabama Danger. I can't wait for you to go back and screen. And at the rate we've been going, I mean, I get closer and closer getting my ultimate dream. The next time you come to see, heck, I might be actually get to impregnate you at this point.
That is true.
Well, miracles can happen. Anyway. All right, you want to say something about the rodeo clown thing before?
Yeah. No, that was just, I mean, it actually, what Jim said earlier is like, the demanding that Obama defend this and all that. I can't believe these people around me. I believe there's a rush to drug lush, but Peggy Noonan's column, you're in this business. You hear a scuttlebutt more than I do. Do you really think she was serious that he should be more classy? It's like if you punch me and you vitally abuse me and insult me, and I'm supposed to be classy and just take and say thank you. May I have another?
The president is failing to lead by not explaining how really funny minstrel shows are. That we're being
thank you, sir. May I have another?
Right, overly PC liberals, I guess.
So clearly that's just that they're not serious. I know that some of their audience buys this crap, but they're not really serious. They're just being a troll, right? Where you pretend you take ridiculous statements, or you make ridiculous statements, or you take ridiculous positions just to get rise out of people because they can't be serious, thinking that he should he should defend that.
Yeah, well, I knew that it was going there when Rush Limbaugh blamed him for diminishing the presidency by going on Tonight Show, which I think pretty much every other president has done as well. But yeah, whatever. Okay, Mike in Florida, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hi, Mike.
Hello, Steph. How you doing?
Good. Go ahead.
Hey, I am a hospice nurse, and I live in Florida. I live just outside of Sanford, and I have 1,000 right-wing friends that hated Obama all through the election. I got defriended on Facebook. Mm-hmm. But when I show up at their house, all of a sudden their demeanor changed. They love the Affordable Health Care Act because it can save their parents' life or save their friend's life. And it's just crazy that everybody's so negative about it until they find out what it's actually about.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, well, exactly, and that's why we'll continue to hopefully have Jackie on for Healthcare Corners because it's a really critical time with all this starting in the fall. They're really getting desperate to keep spreading this misinformation. Yep. All right, Michael Tomasky, who we just had on this week, who I want to date and kiss and marry. I hope he's okay with the whole Jackie thing.
Wonder what the lovely and talented Mrs. Tomasky thinks about all this.
Who cares?
If there is one, have we determined that?
Who cares? He has written a cautionary tale today. Hillary 2016 brings back boomer Clinton rage. Oh, dear God.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have, Clinton derangement syndrome part 2. He writes, there are already signs Hillary's presidential campaign will drudge up the weird, obsessive hatred the boomer left developed for the Clintons in the 1990s. See, I'm gonna be called a Clinton apologist soon. Yep. But this time, their derision will only have the power to do one thing, help her win. He said, I'm quite looking forward to Hillary Clinton being president of the United States. I think she'll probably run. I think she will probably win. And I think she'll be at least a good and maybe a great president. What I'm not particularly looking forward to is the process by which she'll have to get there.
They'll probably try to impeach her during the first debate.
Yeah, exactly. Just in the past few days, Maureen Dowd and Richard Cohen have laid before us in the form of 2 recent and silly columns little reminders of the prejudice against Clinton within a certain slice of the liberal chattering class, a prejudice that will swell predictably as she passes the various posts that stand between her and the nomination and finally election. Fortunately, these chatterers are less and less relevant every election. Clinton should welcome their animus. It can only help her. Because there was another piece I was talking about this. If she has a problem, it's going to be on the left. And I'm like, if we screw this up seriously and end up with a President Cruz or Senator Paul, I will. Anyway, and he makes the different. He was talking about back in the 90s. He said there seemed to be many people to be. There was little truly at stake in our politics. He was just talking about. He said one of our 2 major parties hadn't yet lost its collective mind. This was the historical era when many center liberals decided it was cooler to bash liberalism than conservatism, and that's what I'm afraid of. And then we're going to end up with a Captain Crazy Pants as president.
Oh, God.
Jim and Akron.
President Cruz.
Oh, just say it several times. Jim and Akron, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hello, Jim.
Hello. Does anybody remember not too long ago when a gentleman, it might have been even here in my own home state, a guy had a dartboard in his basement with a picture of George Bush on it, and him and his buddies would get together and throw darts at it all the time. And I guess they went internet. They took a picture of him and his friends in front of it and then went on the internet. Well, next thing you know, the Secret Service showed up to his house, confiscated the dartboard, took him, interrogated him, harassed his family, and then basically told him, don't do it again. Now, I don't know what these Republicans what's good for the goose is good for the gander. These guys got to learn to grow up and take the good with the bad.
I see. Yeah. I was going to say, and that's like in your basement. This was a public event that obviously a lot of people were
Suddenly
offended
they're
at.
not interested in... Yeah, and they were the announcer was stirring up the crowd like it was,
Klan rally?
Well, a Klan rally, or, the Romans going after the Christians with lions.
Yeah, exactly. All right, 45 minutes after the hour, right back on the Stephanie Miller Show.
Don't you wish your girlfriend was a freak like her? It's the Stephanie Miller Show.
This Tuesday at 3 Eastern, change the way you look at news. Get more depth, more perspectives. Al Jazeera America premieres in 5 days. Al Jazeera America, there's more to it.
I've always seen No on TV, and I always wondered if it worked. And it's definitely, I can see what everybody talks about now.
It's not a razor. It's not a laser. It's No from Radiancy, the #1 hair removal system in the world.
It's absolutely no pain.
Can't believe the difference, Al. It's almost hair-free.
No gives you no hair with no pain.
Well, I saw it on TV, and they said it was painless, right? I didn't really believe it, but now that I'm trying it, it feels completely painless.
And now, No is better than ever. Introducing the new No Pro. It's up to 35% more powerful. Imagine never having to shave again.
I like a close shave. Absolutely. And this is better than that. I mean, it's gone.
No more facial hair. No more embarrassment.
I've always been self-conscious of my hairline, so putting my hair back, this will be perfect for me.
And for that man in your life, there's No for him too.
It looks like just like you've got a fresh wax, but like you don't have to go through all the pain.
Call now and we'll send you the cordless No Pro in your choice of colors. Featuring an LCD display, it comes with up to 5 treatment levels. Plus, we'll include everything you need to get rid of your unwanted hair. A set of thermocon tips specially designed for your face and body. A buffer pad to exfoliate and polish your skin. Plus, act now and we'll send you the No travel case as a free gift. And get this, you can try No risk-free for not 30 days, but 60 days with our triple guarantee. If you are not 100% satisfied, return it and we'll refund the purchase price, refund the shipping, and even pay the return postage. Try No risk-free today.
I need to get myself one of these right now.
Absolutely.
For your 60-day trial, go to nonopro.com or call 1-800-735-9331. That's 1-800-735-9331. Call now.
Monday through Thursday at 8 Eastern on Current TV.
If you believe in states' rights but still support the drug war, you must be high.
Viewpoint digs deep into the issues of the day.
Do you think that there's any chance we'll see this president even say the words carbon tax?
With an open mind.
Has the time finally come for real immigration reform?
And a distinctly satirical point of view.
But you mentioned great leadership, so I want to talk about Donald Rumsfeld.
Cutting through the clutter of today's top stories.
This is the savior of the Republican Party? I mean, really?
With a unique perspective.
Teddy Roosevelt was a weak asthmatic kid who never played sports until he was a grown-up.
And lots of fancy buzzwords.
Family values, spending, liberty, economic freedom, hard-working moms, crushing debt, cute little puppies. If Wayne LaPierre can make up stuff that sounds logical while making no sense, hey, so can I. Once again, friends, this is live TV, and sometimes these things happen.
Viewpoint with John Fugelsang, tonight at 8 Eastern.
Watch the show.
Only on Current TV.
It's go time. It's go time. It's go time.
The hard part about having a signature line is keeping it fresh.
Go time. You know what time it is. Go time. It's go time. It's go time. What time's it up? Comes the Young Turks go time. It's go time. Oh, is it? Oh, then it's go time.
It's go time on the Young Turks with Cenk Uygur. Tonight at 7 Eastern.
Anybody? Anybody? What time is it? Oh, right. What's it gonna go time?
Only on Current TV.
Stephanie Miller.
It is the Stephanie Miller Show. Welcome to it. 50 minutes after the hour. 1-800-STEPH-12, the phone number. Sexy Liberal Hal Sparks coming up in hour number 3. This hour brought to you by Carbonite. You know how much we love Carbonite. Don't be one of my oh no letters. I get letters all the time. People meant to do it. They put it on their list of things to do, and then they had a flang. Power outage virus. Accidental deletion. Spilled something on their computer, and then poof, wine. And then everything in your computer is gone. We have Carbonite Business here at the radio show. It's the perfect backup solution for all the computers at your small business. If you run a small business or you work for one, you need a backup plan you can trust. Carbonite Business. It's not like the old way of backing up external hard drives, CDs, DVDs. Hal Sparks dropped zip drives in the toilet. He told us last week.
Just for fun.
Right? Yeah, why not? Carbonite
You can't drop the cloud in the toilet.
No.
No, you cannot.
No, you don't even know where it is.
I've tried.
Carbonite Business gives you automatic and continual backup for all of your business computers. It's easy, quick to set up, and affordable for the cost of a nice business lunch, which we wouldn't know about because we've never been on one.
You're right.
But you can back up all the computers at your small business for an entire year. Don't wait. Do it now. Go to Carbonite.com. Type in my offer code, Stephanie. You get a free trial, no credit card required, plus 2 free bonus months with your subscription. That's Carbonite.com. The offer code is Stephanie. All right, let's go to June in Atlanta. You're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hello, June.
Hello, Stephanie.
Hello. Go ahead.
Listen, I want to say this because I am so peed off with Fox, okay? And what happened, what they did, how they depict the president at the rodeo and how the Republicans on Fox is calling the president out as being a whiner. You know, they insulted this president with bigotry. And you know they used that broomstick as a monkey tail to put on the president. And then they try to act like they did. What bigotry? What are you talking about?
Right.
And the
Right.
Republicans, they're pissing me off is because they're using, the corporates is using bigotry to attract positions in the government by having the idiots that support that vote for them. This is how they're controlling Congress.
June, you know, it's like they treat the rest of us like we're stupid. You know, the other clowns playing with the lips on the Obama mask. It's like, you know, everyone that was there knew what it was. It was a minstrel show, and it was, even if it had not been about the president, it would have been horribly offensive. But, you know, the fact that it was also, you know, implying violence against the president of the United States was on top of it. Who wants to see the bull run down Obama? I mean, it's just, it's you know.
But yeah, it's being violent. And you're right, it was a mental stroke. That's a better word for it.
Yeah, no, exactly. And everybody that saw it knew what it was. Anyway, yeah, I love that's the real outrage. According to Rush Limbaugh, is Republicans having any decency in Missouri and putting a lifetime ban on the clown and whatever. Whatever. Really, I haven't heard Rush Limbaugh so passionate about anything in quite some time.
I know.
God. All right. By the by, at least one story like this a day. Tragedy. Gun story. Prescott Valley man killed. His wife hands him his shotgun. Gary Wingate was in the residence with his wife. The wife reported he wanted her to hand him his 12-gauge shotgun. She told investigators she was not comfortable handling a firearm, but did what her husband asked her. In the process, the gun discharged and struck him in the upper torso. The police sergeant there said it seems like they were meant to take the shotgun out this weekend on a trip, and he wanted her to get more familiar with it. In June, he pointed out a 4-year-old boy accidentally shot his father after finding a loaded weapon in a friend's home. He cited 2 other recent incidents in which people shot themselves while cleaning firearms. More guns, always the best solution for every gun situation. Hey.
Yeah, so the entire Bill of Rights is pretty much gone, except for the Second Amendment.
Yes.
That one's
screw the Fourth Amendment.
If any you know, nut job wants to buy a truckload of assault weapons and 1 million rounds to go with it, you're fine. Good. Go with that.
That's constitutional.
Good to go. I'm guessing, were they incredibly empathetic toward Jesse Jackson Jr. on Fox News?
Oh, God, no.
Okay. Former Representative Jesse Jackson Jr. was sentenced to 30 months behind bars, and his wife Sandy got a year in prison for separate felonies involving the misspending of about $750,000 in campaign funds. They'll be allowed to serve their sentences one at a time, with Jackson going first because of, obviously, they have
kids.
They have 2 kids. Jesse Jackson Jr.
I still believe in the power of forgiveness. I believe in the power of redemption. Today I manned up and tried to accept responsibility for the errors of my ways. And I still believe in the resurrection.
And
oh
dear, Jesse Jackson.
Did he compare himself to Jesus?
I don't think he meant that. He's a religious person. Jesse Jackson Sr.
It's been a very painful journey for our family.
Yeah, a lot of Christian people, Chris, mean that as,
I know.
you know.
I know.
They mean in general and not anyway. Oh, by the way, this is for you. Alert, Chris. Major proof atheists are smarter than religious people.
Hell to the yeah.
A new review that just witnessed that snarky comment about Jesse Jackson Jr.
No, okay, let me say this. I do not mean that about his religion. I'm like, did he compare himself to Jesus or not?
No, I don't think that's what he meant. I don't think he meant that.
Okay.
A new review of 63 scientific studies stretching back over decades have concluded that religious people are less intelligent than non-believers. Uh-oh. Cue right-wing freakout. A piece of University of Rochester analysis found a reliable negative relation between intelligence and religiosity in 53 of 63 studies. Yikes. According to one study, even during the early years, the more intelligent a child is, the more likely it would be to turn away from religion. Oh, this is going to make cue the right-wing freakout on this study. In old age, above average intelligence people are less likely to believe as well, the researchers also found.
Yeah, you know what? I don't take this seriously because I know plenty of very religious. I know plenty of very religious people who are also very smart, and I respect them very highly. So
just not Steve King. Okay, sorry.
No,
just for one.
Steve King as a person is an idiot.
Right.
You know,
right. Probably has nothing to do with his religiosity.
I take people as they come. I don't take them, as a group.
Right. All right, here is some good news. The Department of Defense announced on Wednesday plan to extend spousal benefits to married gay couples beginning this fall. Starting in September, married same-sex couples will receive the same benefits and privileges as opposite-sex couples, like health care, housing, family leave, and compensation for their dependents.
Look, when will the gays apologize to the rodeo clown?
Right, that's the real issue. Huh? What now? By the by, this is going to be bad for fear of commitment people everywhere because you only get the benefits if you're married, gay or straight.
Right.
So... just saying, everybody. All right. Bradley Manning has apologized for hurting America. And he said, "I'm sorry my actions hurt people. I'm sorry it hurt the United States." In some interesting other stuff, he said that his private struggle with his gender identity in a hostile workplace put incredible pressure on him. Manning eventually came out to Captain Michael Worsley and emailed the therapist a photo of himself wearing a wig of long blonde hair and lipstick. The photo was attached to a letter saying "My problem," in which Manning describes his issues with gender identity and his hope that a military career would get rid of it. Which is, that's a, again...
That's a tough struggle, but I don't know that it's
I don't know that it would cause you to leave.
Yeah, I don't know that it's an excuse for what he did.
Yeah, exactly. All right, 58 minutes after the hour, we'll get Hal Sparks' take on that and everything else we're talking about this morning. It's not Hump Days, but it's the day after Hump Days. Close enough.
Thump Day.
Right, with Hal.
Sure.
Next on the Stephanie Miller Show.
Oh, hey, bud.
Oh.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
It's a school night. With Gary and Todd?
Yeah?
Not sure about those two. I've been meaning to ask you. This is tougher than I thought. Is there any drinking going on in this crowd?
No.
I hope not, because alcohol can lead you to say things and do things that you really wish you hadn't. Isn't this what you're supposed to say?
I know.
So if any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't. I'd do anything to keep you safe.
Okay, I will.
I hope this is working.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you.
Brian.
Yeah?
So start the conversation even before they're teenagers.
Good idea.
For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
All right, Current TV led hour number 3. Oh no, it's our last toss to Jackie Schechner on Current Television.
If you make me cry, I will kill you.
I'm holding up an imaginary boombox. No one likes a weepy newswoman.
No.
There's no crying in news.
It's been truly amazing, and we have a great. I don't get to say this ever really, but we have a great crew of people in the control room and behind the scenes here that you never see and you never hear from, and they get up just as early as we do, if not earlier, to work their butts off for both the Bill Press show and for this show. So a huge thank you to all of them for all of the work that they do to get up so early, and for my producers in the room here and those who are here still and those who have gone.
Yeah.
It's a huge thank you for making it all come together.
And us too. Thank you, Current. We love and we'll miss our Current family, and we love our Jackie Schechner.
Waterproof mascara, just saying.
Oh.
All right, we'll do some news for the last time, folks. President Obama spoke out this morning from Martha's Vineyard addressing the violence in Egypt that has now killed some 525 people and injured more than 3,700. In his audio-only remarks, the president said the U.S. strongly condemns the interim government's actions and deplores violence against civilians.
Our traditional cooperation cannot continue as usual when civilians are being killed in the streets and rights are being rolled back. As a result, this morning we notified the Egyptian government that we are canceling our biannual joint military exercise, which was scheduled for next month. Going forward, I've asked my national security team to assess the implications of the actions taken by the interim government and further steps that we may take as necessary with respect to the U.S.-Egyptian relationship.
President Obama adds that the Egyptian people deserve better than what we've been seeing over the past few days. America wants to be a partner in the people's pursuit, he says, for a better future, but we have to protect the principles that we believe in, like justice, peace, and security. And as Stephanie mentioned, Army Private First Class Bradley Manning did speak out on his own behalf during his sentencing hearing yesterday, saying he's sorry that his actions hurt people and sorry that his actions hurt the country. He says at the time he released the classified documents to WikiLeaks, he was dealing with some personal issues. That's going to do it for us. Thank you all so much for being so fabulous. I'm going to miss you.
This Tuesday at 3 Eastern, change the way you look at news. Get more depth, more perspectives. Al Jazeera America premieres in 5 days. Al Jazeera America, there's more to it.
I have poor credit and cannot get a traditional loan. CashNet USA has been there to pay the bills when I was unable to get money from traditional banks.
Instead of having 3 bounce fees with my bank, I had 1 repayment fee with CashNet USA that was a fraction of what my bank fees would have been.
CashNet USA is the best. There are no hassles, no hidden fees, and they always got the loan the very next day into my account.
When I applied, they gave me all the payment details up front, and that's all I paid back. No hidden fees of any kind.
CashNet USA is always there for me when I need a loan. The money is in my account the next morning. And the best thing is, I can do everything online in just a few minutes with no phone calls or faxes.
CashNet USA.
Fast,
easy,
reliable.
Go to cashnetusa.com/TV to apply in 5 minutes, and if approved, you can have the money as soon as tomorrow. Save now by using promo code TV08 at cashnetusa.com/TV.
Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
Did anyone tell the pilgrims they should self-deport?
No, they said, make us a turkey and make it fast.
She gets the comedians laughing.
That's the best. That's hilarious.
And the thinkers thinking.
Okay, so there's wiggle room in the 10 Commandments is what you're telling me.
She's Joy Behar.
Yeah.
I consider you Jew-Italian.
Okay, whatever you want. Who plays Kafka?
Who saw Kafka?
Whoever saw Kafka.
Asking the tough questions.
Chris Brown? I mean, you wouldn't let one of your daughters go out with him. You would rather deal with Armadillo than me. Man, mitts at the ball game. I take Lipitor. That's it.
Oh, you're improving your lips?
When she's talking, you never know where a conversation's gonna go.
It looks like Anthony Weiner is throwing his hat in the ring.
His what in the ring?
His hat. Oh.
Always outspoken, Joy Behar.
And the best part is that Current will let me say anything. What the hell were they thinking?
Joy Behar, Say Anything, tonight at 9 Eastern, only on Current TV.
This show is about analyzing, criticizing, and holding policy to the fire.
Are you encouraged by what you heard the president say the other night?
Is this personal or is it political? A lot of my work happens by doing the things that I'm given to doing anyway, staying in touch with everything that's going on politically and putting my own nuance on it.
Not only does Senator Rubio just care about rich people, but somehow he thinks raising the minimum wage is a bad idea for the middle class. But we do care about them, right?
The War Room, tonight at 6 Eastern, only on Current TV. Current TV is the place for true stories.
They will kill more people. They will burn houses.
With award-winning documentaries that take you inside the headlines. Real, gripping, current. Documentaries starting next, only on Current TV.
It's a beautiful day.
That's funny. The chat room wants to know if it's going to be like the final scene of the Mary Tyler Moore Show. Yeah. Where we're all hugging and crying and then we all go get tissues together. No, because Jim's here. There's no crying.
And the radio show is continuing on.
Yes, of course. And we will have a new television outlet. We just can't tell you yet.
And on your Facebook page, I posted up a whole bunch of ways that you can get the radio show. So just go to the Stephanie Miller, go to facebook.com/Stephanie Miller Show, and there's a list of all the ways you can get the radio version of the show.
We highly suggest the podcast, only $4.95 a month if you buy a year in advance to continue to support the Stephanie Miller Show. Wouldn't that be magical?
That would be lovely.
Yes, indeed. Speaking of love letters, real quick. No, speaking of love letters, real quick, before we go to our close personal friend. Yes, Catherine from California, Steph and the Mooks, please email me where I can, and tell me the location of your new television venue without having to kill me. I cannot go a day without seeing your cantaloupe calves, Jim's Marco Mara impression, or Chris's muscles. Catherine, you are just going to have to wait. We cannot tell you yet. We have a few options we are considering. Our deal with Current was until September 1st. We are on vacation the first week in September, and then as soon as we possibly can tell you where the new television outlet is, we will. But guess who's filling in for our first week in September?
Steffi.
Oh, what's that heavy breathing I hear? Why? Could it be?
The Hump Day.
Hump Days with Hal Sparks.
Yes. Good morning, Hal Sparks.
Hi there.
Hi.
How are you?
Who overslept on our last day on Current, Hal Sparks?
I know. I just couldn't do it. The idea of just getting all made up. You know how dolled up I get when I'm on the show.
Yeah.
I do. I do. Who's a little sleepy pants?
I know.
And for Hal, it's like the last episode of Newhart where he woke up next to Suzanne Pleshette.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah,
I woke up this morning and I dreamt that this was the Ima show. and that you'd been canceled from MSNBC for wearing headphones while being filmed. It was weird.
All right. I can only, we know how cute you normally are, but when you're sleepy and blinky, I imagine it's almost unbearable.
Oh, yeah, it's all puffy and cuddly. I think I just, where's my blankie? I just had it a second ago. It was right here.
Where is your blankie?
It's actually right. I'm pointing at it, but no one can see it because I'm not there. Hi.
All right. We were just talking about Bradley Manning yesterday apologized for hurting America. It's interesting. We've obviously been in this whole discussion about the NSA and about Snowden and about Manning and about all of that. And I'm not unsympathetic to his talking about the pressure of being gay in the workplace and all of that. But I think Chris just said that. I don't think that's an excuse, is it, for leaking, gazillion documents that involving our national security?
No, of course not. And I think that's, it's actually a bit weird as kind of an adjunct to it. I think here's the reality. I think Manning and Snowden don't belong in the same conversation most times. And I think Bradley Manning's release of the video of the Reuters reporter being shot specifically, I think, is clearly a whistleblowing activity and deserved to be handled as such. The problem with Bradley Manning and why he apologized ultimately is he released 700,000 documents of material he did not even vet himself. Yeah. And he gave it to someone that he, I think, believed in slightly charismatically in the form of Julian Assange. And I think WikiLeaks said, we're only going to put the stuff out that I think is germane to a crime. And they accidentally on purpose released all of it. And not all of it was evidence of crime. Not all of it was evidence of, lies of the United States. As a matter of fact, a large majority of it was. And a good portion of it was just kind of normal classified secret material that other people don't need to see, and pertains to the safety of both troops and operators in Afghanistan, covert ops all over the world, and that's what he was apologizing for. I think the problem with Manning and Snowden, arguably, and here I go put them in the same category, is that they both brought up very important points specifically that qualifies whistleblowing. But in the process, also did abstract dumps of information that don't pertain, that don't necessarily, make people aware of a crime, don't make it any, safer for the rest of us, don't let the American people know what's been going on in their name. It's just abstract dumps of information. How's that different from what the NSA does? The NSA is just capturing data without any regard for what's actually in it first. Basically scooping up everybody's stuff, not caring to focus on actual crimes, then that's arguably what Snowden did and what Manning did in that respect. While they're looking for something that should be taken seriously,
but Snowden doesn't have the ability to incarcerate people, like the
what does that have to do with?
But in his release of material, he certainly has the ability to endanger lives.
Yeah, and probably did.
You don't have to. Now, I think what you mean is the New York Times doesn't have the ability to come and bust you, or Google doesn't. If you steal material from Google, you can't necessarily get arrested for it directly, but you can be sued into oblivion. There is some recourse in that.
And Hal, we had Mike Tomasky on this week, who I think did a good piece on the fact that, talking about what the president's comments on all this, and it is provable that he gave a speech in May foreshadowing all of this stuff he's doing now. So, and he said, and I agree, Snowden is not a patriot. We were going to have this discussion in a way that would not have endangered national security. And, anyway, I mean, and he said the president is the only president in his lifetime he remembers that has willingly given up executive power. And the two of the things that he's talked about are really big deals. And that's a narrowing of the Patriot Act and FISA not having an adversarial voice in the court.
Right. And we also find that while all this attention has been put on the president to be kind of singularly responsible for all intelligence programs put in place under the Bush administration that have been continued on underneath them, we find out that the committee in charge of that particular program, and specifically the re-upping of the Patriot Act, hid a memo from, I think 63 different House members that should have been made aware of, a review paper that was written specifically for people not on that committee, so they would know what was going on. So they would be aware of what was really going on with things like PRISM and the like. And they were denied the ability to look at that by the committee in the House. Now, I can't remember who runs the House right now, if it's a Democrat or a Libertarian. Right. There's a liberal that runs the House right now, and there are a bunch of people who are, how's the House go again? I forget. Anyway, the point is, all sarcasm aside.
I see.
Yeah.
Is that what you're implying there?
Yes. While the president is calling for a review of these programs in May, the House is denying House members paperwork that they have the right to see, in 2011 by, by law, to manipulate them into re-upping the Patriot Act as is.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, and again, you've said this before on the show that I do think we need to look at the Patriot Act, and this would be a significant narrowing of, and the first narrowing of it.
I would, aside from the fact that, of a government shutdown to do it, I'm a big fan of doing to the Patriot Act what apparently Republicans only care to do to Obamacare, which is very bizarre to me, is strip the whole thing out and replace it. Go through, if there are singular issues of communication between intelligence services that are necessary to the safety of the United States, then narrowly define that and make sure it's got a chute that it can go through that's very easy to for the relevant committees to pay attention to.
Yeah.
But what happens is like the Patriot Act is 1,000 pages bigger than Obamacare, was passed under duress and fear, has all these kind of overlapping problems. You can't even read sections of it, that kind of stuff. But the Republican House has not voted 40 times to repeal the Patriot Act, regardless of their libertarian, freedom, Second Amendment loving, Agenda 21 fearing, Glenn Beck praising selves. They couldn't care less about the Patriot Act. It's the fact that 30 million Americans might get health care and survive to give them a run for their money in the marketplace.
So Hal Sparks, gay adjacent Hal Sparks, as you know, California gay marriage, it's here to stay in California. California Supreme Court unanimously rejected an attempt to revive Prop 8, ending the pending legal challenges. So, interesting, we were just doing a story, the Pentagon has just announced same-sex couples for the first time will get full benefits, and yet we have this thing going on in Russia, and us trying to figure out what is the best way to take a stand against that?
Well, athletes work their whole lives to get to the Olympics, and so to allow Russia's bigotry to stop people from to just kind of shut it off and do a soft boycott by not watching and trying to drive down advertising to get the Olympics to pay attention is A, it probably won't work. There's enough people to make up the slack in the world, and B, it won't certainly push Russia to change, just because groups of us didn't watch the Olympics in that regard. It has to be done through voice. It can't be done through silence. It can't be done through passivity. Boycotts are past protests always. They are no longer going to do this. And Pepsi can't be aware that if you stop buying their product very long, unless it's a massive amount of stuff. I don't think this is going to shift the Olympic Committee's attitudes towards anything unless they get outcry after outcry.
Your voice is a little wonky. We thought that was a bad word.
Well, no, I think he's on a cell phone and it dropped out on the F of shift.
Oh, okay. Shift. Okay. Let's do a quick one with Hal.
I have very strong feelings about it, but I didn't swear.
Okay.
Thank you. Jill in Ithaca, you're on with Hal on the Bradley Manning apology. Hello, Jill.
Hello. I appreciate Hal's morning voice.
Right,
and I guess
sultry.
And I guess he pulled a Roker by oversleeping.
Yes.
Anyway, Bradley Manning. I think he has already served quite a lot of time. When they first took him in, he was tortured. I mean, he had to stand naked 23 hours a day, things like that. Civil, you name rights groups had to get up and protest what was going on to that young man. I think he was genuinely well-intentioned, and I don't know if it...
I agree with you about in regard to if you directly. First of all, that his treatment was cruel and unusual. I have no question about that, and I think there may be legal recourse directly to that behavior. It's hard to tell because of military courts. They're pretty watery in that world, and that's fairly scary. But it's again what happens when you take an oath and you just kind of hand your body itself over to them. That being said. I think you're right as far as time served regarding to the video and the release of it, if you want to talk about that as a singular charge. The problem was, and I think why Manning was upset himself and why he kind of did the apology in that regard, is in the release of those 700,000 documents, he abstractly is dumping secrets in a way that he is aware, whether he likes it or not, or whether that was his intention or not, specifically America's both enemies and what would be sort of soft allies, people who we're not fighting with, but definitely don't have our best interests at heart, see Russia, Iran, and Syria. He knowingly knew that if he put that stuff out, they would get it, and he didn't vet it himself, and he handed it over to people who didn't get it.
And you can't, and I think you can't, and you can't say you can't say you can't, that can't be punished. I mean, it just
because then you've got legal precedent for nobody's ever punished for it, and at what point? Again, at a certain point, you have to go. Did Scooter Libby deserve to go to jail under that precedent? And was the outing of Valerie Plame somehow made valid by the fact that Cheney believed that the oil interests of the United States are germane to our security interests, and therefore anything I do to secure oil in the world is therefore to secure the United States,
it was
anything I do is
It was my point about Snowden. That you can't say that like handing flash drives to China is in the United States' best interest. I mean, has he raised issues that the president had already raised and we were going to address? Yes, but anyway.
Maybe they were gag flash drives.
Right.
Right, they were hilarious.
Hal, can you stay tuned, little sleepyhead?
Absolutely.
All right.
Yay!
We're gonna
try to improve my audio.
We're gonna keep Mr. Sleepy Pants over 20 minutes after the hour. Back with more Thump Days with Hal.
For the rest of his shift. I said shift.
Shift. Right here on the Stephanie Miller Show.
It's fun for ages 8 to 80. Join us.
It's the Stephanie Miller Show.
This Tuesday at 3 Eastern, change the way you look at news. Get more depth, more perspectives. Al Jazeera America premieres in 5 days. Al Jazeera America, there's more to it.
For sensitive skin, there's Fusion Pro Glide. Our micro-thin blades are thinner than a surgeon's scalpel to glide effortlessly for our gentlest, most comfortable shave. Switch to Fusion Pro Glide, #1 dermatologist recommended on sensitive skin. And now try Fusion Pro Glide Sensitive Shave Gel. Gillette, the best a man can get.
This is the computer ICU. It's what happens to your computer when it gets infected, slows down, and crashes. And if you don't do something, your computer could wind up here in the computer graveyard. But it could be saved with mycleanpc.com.
Is your computer running slow? Are you frustrated with error messages, blue screens, computer freezes, and crashes? Then go to mycleanpc.com for your free diagnosis today. Then just activate the mycleanpc.com software to fix it in minutes. And computer specialists are available while you're online.
The best thing about mycleanpc.com was it had a free diagnosis.
My computer is 100% faster.
You know immediately what the problem is, and the problem is solved right then and there.
Download your free diagnosis today at mycleanpc.com.
Where's Tommy?
I thought he was with you.
No.
Jack.
Tommy?
Go get him.
Don't stop. Keep playing. Here we go. Here's the fun part.
Did you do this?
Great job.
Encouragement. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Through Thursday at 8 Eastern on Current TV.
If you believe in states' rights but still support the drug war, you must be high.
Viewpoint digs deep into the issues of the day.
Do you think that there's any chance we'll see this president even say the words carbon tax?
With an open mind.
Has the time finally come for real immigration reform?
And a distinctly satirical point of view.
But you mentioned great leadership, so I want to talk about Donald Rumsfeld.
Cutting through the clutter of today's top stories.
This is the savior of the Republican Party? I mean, really?
With a unique perspective.
Teddy Roosevelt was a weak asthmatic kid who never played sports until he was a grown-up.
And lots of fancy buzzwords.
Family values, spending, liberty, economic freedom, hard-working moms, crushing debt, cute little puppies. If Wayne LaPierre can make up stuff that sounds logical while making no sense, hey, so can I. Once again, friends, this is live TV, and sometimes these things happen.
Viewpoint with John Fugelsang, tonight at 8 Eastern.
You watch the show.
Only on Current TV.
Stephanie Miller.
And the card attached would say thank you for being a friend.
It is the Stephanie Miller Show. Welcome to it 25 minutes after the hour. 1-800-STEPH-12, the phone number, toll free from anywhere. Yes, thank you to all our Current TV friends.
Yes.
Our last day on Current TV, Larry in Oak Ridge. Dear Steph, I am the one that sacrificed my virginity to a statue of you. Nicely done, sir. Nicely done.
What?
Nicely done.
A statue of you?
I expect that kind of devotion. Are you coming back to Portland? Oh, I don't know if Sexy Liberal's going to Portland, but there will be a West Coast show.
What?
That has not yet been announced. And speaking of which, Sexy Liberal Hal Sparks, who will also be filling in for us the first week in September on the radio show.
It's true.
Hello.
Hi. Is
No.
this better? Does it sound okay? Do I
Yes.
sound all right? Oh, good. Okay.
Much better.
I airlifted my vocal cords into a small golden case that allows me to speak before noon. It's a comedian's illness. You just,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So we were talking about NSA stuff before the break here. Hang on one second. We have one more. Peter in Chicago, you are on with Hal. Hello, Peter.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Go ahead.
Good. Yeah, I guess my opinion on the whole Edward Snowden and Bradley Manning thing. It seems to me that the media has done a pretty good job on getting Edward Snowden to kind of look like he's a coward. He pretty much, gave away whatever he had and ran. And where I kind of have a disagreement on that when you figure a guy like Bradley Manning that is being held in a small room, confined room, solitary confinement, naked for about a year. I mean, if it was me, I probably wouldn't want to stick around for something like that myself.
Well, Bradley Manning was a military prisoner in that regard. There is a different standard. I mean, I think how he was held was horrible, but Snowden had no reason to believe that or expectation that he would be held in the same manner. And his recourse as a civilian would have been higher for review.
Yeah, and also how, I mean, as somebody pointed out, this president has been the best on whistleblower protection of any president that's held the office. I mean, it's just... what the statistic you hear over and over and over again is that this president has prosecutions of whistleblowers or leaks have gone up 700% under this president. This is what you'll keep hearing, that Obama's horrible on it from a lot of people, meaning that 6 people were prosecuted for this behavior under Obama, and 1 person was under Bush. That's because there are a couple reasons. One is the Bush administration was actively participating in the kind of linking that should have been punished. They didn't. They actively tried to stop Scooter Libby from going to Right. It was
to
the
jail.
administration that was leaking. Exactly.
Right,
it was Dick Cheney that was leaking.
Yeah.
Right.
And the Obama administration comes in. They're wanting to shift policy in Afghanistan, how we're dealing with the Israeli-Palestinian peace discussions, all sorts of stuff dealing with the G8, and a lot of the leaks that are coming were of the 7. Were either things that had a way of being handled through normal political channels and just simply were not, or they had a bone to pick policy-wise. We think the president should be doing something else than he's doing. Well, that's not the reason to leak something. The reason to leak something is a crime is being committed in the name of the American people, and they don't know it, and they need to know it. And there's evidence of it that's being suppressed, and I have access to it. That's Pentagon paper stuff. And all leaks are not the Pentagon papers. They don't all qualify for anything. And so using a statistical presentation of it is totally not helpful to the circumstance or the conversation.
We love you, Mr. Sleepy Pants. We will see you next week.
I insist.
All right. I love you. There he goes. HowSparks.com, 29 minutes after the hour, right back on the Stephanie Miller Show.
Every weekday morning, Current TV gets political.
Very, very excited about that. I'm very proud of that.
Beltway politics from inside the loop.
We tackle the big issues here from our nation's capital, around the country and around the globe.
DC columnist and 4-time Emmy winner Bill Press opens Current's morning news block.
We'll do our best to carry the flag from 6 to 9 every morning.
Think conservatives have a stranglehold on the morning news? Bill Press invites you to think again as he tackles the hot issues on Capitol Hill and beyond. It's Full Court Press with Bill Press.
Just bringing you exactly what's happening in politics today by people who have a lot of experience, who know what's going on, and who know what they're talking about. I'll tell you, what energizes me to get up every morning is to get the first crack at the news, the first crack at the newsmakers. I know this stuff. I know what I'm talking about, and I love it. And I try to bring that to the show.
Unafraid, outspoken, and above all, current. Full Court Press with Bill Press. Weekday morning starting at 6 Eastern, only on Current TV.
All right, in 15 minutes, we're going to do the Young Turks.
I think the number one thing that viewers like about the Young Turks is that we're honest. They know that I'm not BSing them for some hidden agenda, actually supporting one party or the other. When the Democrats are wrong, they know I'm going to be the first one to call them out.
What's unacceptable is how Washington continues to screw the middle class over.
I don't want the middle class taking the brunt of the spending cuts and all the different programs that wind up hurting the middle class.
We got to go to the local level, the state level, and we got to fight hard to make sure they can't buy our politics anymore.
And they can question whether I'm right about that, but I think the audience gets that I actually mean it.
$3 trillion in spending cuts.
Uniquely progressive and always topical, the world's largest online news show is on Current TV.
And I think the audience gets this guy, to the best of his abilities, is trying to look out for us.
The Young Turks with Cenk Uygur, tonight at 7 Eastern, only on Current TV.
Stop living with hair loss, that is. Losing your hair is no fun, and no one wants to be bald, but there is hope.
Getting my hair back was the best thing that ever happened to me.
I'm happy with the way I look now.
I'm very excited about my hair.
I feel beautiful.
I love my hair.
Hair Club offers all proven hair loss solutions backed by our commitment to satisfaction guarantee. If you're not 100% satisfied with the solution you choose, Hair Club will apply the purchase price to another proven hair loss solution or transplant more hair at no charge.
That was the best thing I've ever done.
It looks good on me.
Call in the next 5 minutes to get your free brochure at no obligation. It will tell you everything you need to know about your hair loss problem, and it's free if you call now.
I am more pleased than what I had even imagined.
I at least look, I would say, 5 years younger.
I'm 52, and I look better now than I did when I was in my 40s.
I feel great.
And that's not all. The first 100 people who call will also receive $250 off any hair loss solution from Hair Club. Call now.
Did anyone tell the pilgrims they should self-deport?
No, they said, make us a turkey and make it fast.
She gets the comedians laughing.
That's the best.
That's hilarious.
And the thinkers thinking.
Okay, so there's wiggle room in the Ten Commandments is what you're telling me.
She's Joy Behar.
I consider you Jew-Italian.
Okay, whatever you want. Who plays Kafka?
Who saw Kafka?
Whoever saw Kafka.
Asking the tough questions.
Chris Brown? I mean, you wouldn't let one of your daughters go out with him. You would rather deal with Ahmadinejad than me. Man, mitzvah, that ball game. I take Lipitor. That's it.
Oh, you're improving your lips?
When she's talking, you never know where a conversation's gonna go.
It looks like Anthony Weiner is throwing his hat in the ring.
His what in the ring?
His hat.
Oh.
Always outspoken, Joy Behar.
And the best part is that Current will let me say anything. What the hell were they thinking?
Joy Behar, Say Anything, tonight at 9 Eastern, only on Current TV.
Stephanie Miller.
I found you on TV. You look good on TV.
It is the Stephanie Miller Show. Welcome to it. 34 minutes after the hour. 1-800-STEPH-12, the phone number, toll free from anywhere. And apparently I'm not only on my own show today, I just made Glenn Beck's show.
What?
According to Taylor in Kentucky. Hi, Taylor.
Hello, my love.
Hello.
I hate to admit I surfed channels during commercials, and you made the Glenn Beck program this morning.
Uh-oh. Really? Uh-oh. I shudder to ask. In what way?
They was talking about the rodeo clown incident, and how you said it was racist. And according to Glenn Beck, that is free speech. And you don't like that kind of free speech.
I see. Oh. Right. Yes.
No, the rodeo clown had an absolute right to do that.
Yes, and he also has the right to get fired for being a racist douche.
And we have the right to call him a racist douche.
And I would like to have the right to do that thing with the broom to him.
Yay! All right, Taylor. Thank you. Hey, he should love me. I advertise for what's his stupid Glenn Becky stand? That place.
Becky stand.
Right. I'm probably getting a lot more customers to his crazy town.
With the amusement park, the roller coaster without the lap bar.
We made an homage to his lovely phone manner that he has with his callers. I don't know if Taylor's ever called his show, however. Christine in Cleveland, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hey, Christine, welcome.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Hugs and kisses to all.
Thank you.
Can I be the official passive protester of Vlad the Impaler?
Please.
Well, I just want to say that I will not be watching the Olympics. And I wish, the very best to all of our athletes. But when I heard this was going on in Russia, I just couldn't. I immediately said, nope, can't use the N-word, can't watch the Olympics.
Right.
And my opinion or suggestion would be that the world's national teams should carry, LGBT flags, the opening and closing ceremonies, or wear pins or rainbow armbands, something, to promote, the way they are feeling.
That'd be awesome, wouldn't it, if every nation flew the rainbow flag in addition to their country's flag?
Oh, my God, if I could afford it, I'd send everybody some.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, that would be a good way to spend money. And just, the nations of the world need to come together on this human rights issue.
Yeah.
It's not about the athletes. It's not about the Olympics. It's about human rights, and people really need to get a clue.
Yeah. Is the N-word that you won't use nudniks? They are nudniks for their homophobia?
Nudges.
Right. Nudges. Exactly. All right.
They're
Thank you.
noogies.
Exactly. They deserve noogies. What? All right. Oh, looky here. It's another love letter. Jody from New Jersey. Steph, up until a little over a year ago, I never knew your special brand of bland. Some mornings it is, depending on how hungover I am.
Yeah.
Brand of political humor existed. One day I stumbled upon your TV show on Current, although I'm not a small business owner and someone who likes to listen to both sides, or a brain surgeon prepping for surgery. I'm a simple high school teacher who's pretty passionate about politics and laughter. From the second I watched, I was totally passionately forever hooked on you and the Mooks. Since that terrible day when I heard Al Jazeera had bought the station, knew you and some of my other new passions like John Fugelsang would no longer be part of the lineup. She has a sad panda.
Oh.
I know that said you will be somewhere else. I do have Sirius in the meantime. Sirius Radio, Sirius XM. We're on live all 3 hours.
Progress 127.
Right. So
Write that down.
I feel comfortable. I will be able to continue to be exposed to your melodious voice and sharp wit on a daily basis. That said, I would like to take the opportunity to say a big thank you to Al Gore, although I was mad at hell as him for selling the network for a good long while. Oh, not us. We've always been supportive. Just kidding.
We thank him for putting us on in the first place.
We do. We thank Current and Al Gore for the opportunity. Thanks to Gore and Current TV, you've exposed to many more of us than were in the country than were previously. We were clueless as to your charms. Now resistance is futile.
Sure.
Resistance is futile.
I used to think I'd be forever indebted to him for an inconvenient truth only. However, it's now apparent the biggest gift to me and many others is the unleashing of the Stephanie Miller Show onto the airwaves. Carry on, sister, wherever you go. I will certainly follow. Love you with the white hot. Jody, we love you too.
That and the Macarena.
Follow us at Stephanie Miller Show on Twitter, on Facebook, and you will know where our new TV outlet will be in September as soon as we have made a final decision.
It's at SM Show.
Right.
Yes, not Stephanie Miller Show on Twitter.
You know I'm on it all day. All right. Sexy liberal Hal Sparks, as I was saying, filling in for us the first week in September when we're on vacation. Speaking of sexy liberals, Aisha Tyler, whom we love, sexy liberal.
Yes.
Our good friend.
I love that thing. The things you don't know about her.
Well, she's hosting the new, I can't even get her booked on the show anymore. She's way too popular.
Yeah.
But I promote her stuff anyway. Because
Absolutely.
I love her. She's the new host of Whose Line Is It Anyway? And for Us Magazine, she has told us 25 things you don't know about me. I don't have time to read all the fun facts, but some of them are hilarious.
And some of them we did not know.
And even though she is my BFF, I did not know these.
Does she know that you're her BFF?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, actually, she says her oldest, dearest friend is a guy. I'm not her oldest, dearest friend.
Okay.
I was the best man at his wedding, she says. I was a whitewater rafting guide in high school.
Wow.
I got a lot of people very wet.
Well, I'll bet.
In high school, I followed a boy I liked into an improv class. That boy was Sam Rockwell.
Wow.
The actor.
Very cool.
My closet, desk, car, and office are extremely neat. I even dust my refrigerator.
Oh, yikes.
I was a snowboarding instructor in college. I got a lot of people very cold. I use the phrase, that's what she said, daily. I've seen Die Hard more times than is wholesome. When I smile, my chin sharpens into a point.
It kind of does. Mm-hmm. Yes.
I have ridiculously tiny toes for a woman so large.
I've never seen her toes.
That is totes adorbs.
Mm-hmm. Je ne savais pas qu'elle parle parfaitement français.
Mm-hmm. I have met Barack Obama 3 times.
Uh-huh.
We know that because she's the one that told us that he smells like...
Cookies and freedom, bitches.
That was before she said, eat my gravel soup.
Bitches.
Right. She ends every sentence almost with...
Bitches.
Right. I eat peanut butter every day.
Good for her.
And finally, I have never been in a fist fight. That said, do not test me.
She will win.
She will cut a bitch. She indeed will.
She'll hit you with her snowboard.
She has a rather long reach.
We have learned so much from her. For instance, that black people melt in the rain. We did not know that previously.
Did not know that.
Right?
Yep.
Also, well, what was that's boogity boogity cheese, of course, came from when they operate on your brain.
Right. They touch a certain part of your brain and
you're awake.
Yeah,
you're awake during brain surgery.
You only have local anesthetic.
Right, because they need to know if they touch the wrong part, and they know they touch the wrong part because you will say
boogity boogity cheese.
Boogity boogity cheese. Exactly. That's the word they're looking for.
That's the safe word.
Right. It's like the operation game. It's the safe word.
Yes.
It's that part. Sorry.
Or boogity boogity fromage en français.
Do you think the surgeon apologizes since you are awake? Sorry. Sorry. My bad. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Hit the wrong part.
Ow. You hit the funny ball.
Ha, ha, ha.
Water on the knee I always went for first because it had the handle.
Right, it was easy.
Yeah,
that was easy.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. All right. By the way, you can also see me on the CNN television network pretty much every day, unless there's breaking news on Aaron Burnett Out Front at 4:45 Pacific, 7:45.
Usually with Dean Obadala.
Yes, my buddy, my pal that we have on the radio show.
So Aaron Burnett Out Front and you and back? Is that the end?
Oh my God.
Every time I say I'm on Aaron Burnett, he does the same gross noise. He does that same.
She's a Republican hottie.
I'm in my own box, Jim. Because I'm on the West Coast, so I'm in the box right next to her.
Right.
I'm not in her box.
Of course.
Anyway.
I'm glad you clarified that.
Thank you. I fear I've only made it worse. Anyway, last night we did this. I don't know if you saw this new JCPenney ad. Parents are slamming JCPenney on Facebook, an ad that allegedly encourages bullying. It really is awful. It is very Lord of the Flies. The mom in the ad says, explains the importance of getting their kids cool JCPenney clothes. Mm-hmm. She says, I've been told the stuff can make or break your entire year. To drill the point in, the woman's son is shown surrounded laughing by friends, presumably in his cool clothes, and then sitting alone at a cafeteria table, awkwardly looking for someone to hang out with. It's very Lord of the Flies. He's clearly going to be killed with a rock next. He has glasses. But first of all, it's classist because, not every kid can afford new clothes every season. And secondly, parents have angrily taken to JCPenney's Facebook page, maligning the company that they encourages bullying and classism. Yeah, it's just snotty. It's unnecessary.
Yeah, I know. But JCPenney has also done a lot of good in their advertising. They featured a lot of same-sex parents.
They resisted the Million Moms
with
who
Ellen.
wanted them to get rid of Ellen.
Right.
Yes.
They've had same-sex parents in their ads, parenting kids who are wearing JCPenney clothing. So
Million Moms who have protested both Ellen DeGeneres and sweaty balls.
Yeah.
Ice cream.
Million moms. You're probably a dozen moms, really.
Right.
It's one mom in her mom's basement.
And as I've pointed out many times, if you do not like lesbians or sweaty balls,
who do you?
What do you like?
Right.
And how might we serve you?
Who do you love?
Exactly.
All right. My point is, but no, I just thought I think school's hard enough. I will never forget the horror of the day my mother let down my Catholic girl uniform skirt like 10 inches without telling me. The horror, the humiliation of when you're wearing the wrong clothes. It was probably the day Carol Fisher pushed me through the bushes at the Y. Let's not bring it up now.
Or in Roman...
School is hard enough.
Roman Gomez looked at me during silent reading period and just whispered, "You're fat."
I love your husky voice story so much.
I cried. I did.
I don't remember my bullies. I just...
No?
Meh.
Well, that's the best revenge, Jim. Nicely done. Nicely done. I'm not thinking about you.
Some of them had accidents, let's say. Some of them stepped on a bag of vipers.
Some of them got hit with bags of glass.
Sure.
All right, 45 minutes after the hour. Back with the remaining moments of the Stephanie Miller Show.
I love it! I don't get it, but I love it!
It's the Stephanie Miller Show.
This Tuesday at 3 Eastern, change the way you look at news. Get more depth, more perspectives. Al Jazeera America premieres in 5 days. Al Jazeera America, there's more to it.
Hi, I'm Mike, founder of DollarShaveClub.com. What is DollarShaveClub.com? Well, for $1 a month, we send high-quality razors right to your door. Each razor has stainless steel blades, an aloe vera lubricating strip, and a pivot head. It's so gentle a toddler could use it. And do you like spending $20 a month on brand name razors? 19 go to Roger Federer. I'm good at tennis. And do you think your razor needs a vibrating handle, a flashlight, a back scratcher, and 10 blades? Your handsome-ass grandfather had 1 blade and polio. Looking good, pop-up! Stop paying for shave tech you don't need. And stop forgetting to buy your blades every month. Alejandro and I are going to ship them right to you. So start deciding where you're going to stack all those dollar bills I'm saving you. We are DollarShaveClub.com, and the party is on.
I have poor credit and cannot get a traditional loan.
I had one repayment fee with CashNet USA that was a fraction of what my bank fees would have been.
CashNet USA is always there for me when I need a loan. The money is in my account the next morning.
Go to CashNetUSA.com/TV to apply in 5 minutes, and if approved, you can have the money as soon as tomorrow. Save now by using promo code TV147 at CashNetUSA.com/TV.
Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen. Petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who take action are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making home affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers, right now.
This show is about analyzing, criticizing, and holding policy to the fire.
Are you encouraged by what you heard the president say the other night? Is this personal or is it political?
A lot of my work happens by doing the things that I'm given to doing anyway, staying in touch with everything that's going on politically and putting my own nuance on it.
In reality, it's not like they actually care. This is purely about political grandstanding.
I've worn lots of hats, but I've always kept this going. I've been doing politics now for a dozen years.
He's been called the epic politics man. He's Michael Schur, and his arena is the War Room.
These Republicans in Congress that think the world ends at the Atlantic Ocean border and the Pacific Ocean border.
The bloggers and the people that are sort of compiling the best of the day, I do a lot of looking at those people as well.
Not only does Senator Rubio just care about rich people, but somehow he thinks raising the minimum wage is a bad idea for the middle class. But we do care about them, right?
The War Room, tonight, only on Current TV. Coming up next, Current TV is the place for compelling true stories.
Jack, how old are you?
9.
This is what 27 tons of marijuana looks like.
With award-winning documentaries that take you inside the headlines. Way inside.
The literal stone so sweet that destroys one's life.
From the underworld to the world of privilege.
Everyone in Michael Jackson's life was out to use it.
No one brings you more documentaries that are real, gripping, current. Starting next, only on Current TV.
Stephanie Miller.
I get it. 49 minutes after the hour, 1-800-STEPH-12. The phone number this hour brought to you by SodaStream. How much do we love us, our SodaStream? It makes... Right. Making... Well, you're a little premature on that, Jim. Thank you.
I had premature shunk.
Yes, exactly. Makes making soda quick and easy. It tastes great. And no more cleanup, no lugging, no snoring? Storing.
There's no snoring in baseball.
Disposing of bottles and cans. You can fizz all of your favorite summertime flavors right now. Kool-Aid, Country Time Lemonade, Crystal Light. What you do is you fill up the bottle with cold water, snap it into the machine, push the button to carbonate.
Shunk.
That's when that happens. And then you add your choice of soda flavor. There are over 60. They have energy drinks. You can just do carbonated water if you want. Or you can do all those brand name flavors that I mentioned. Crystal Light, Country Time, Kool-Aid, all of that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Plus... over 60 more, ladies and gentlemen. Do it now. You can find SodaStream at over 15,000 retail stores everywhere you shop for your kitchen, or go to SodaStream.com to find the stores near you. All right, 1-800-STEPH-12, the phone number, toll free from anywhere. Mark in North Carolina. Oh, we've started childhood bullying stories. Hello, Mark.
Yes, I'm afraid so. First of all, I want to thank you for having Richard Belzer on and letting him talk about the crazy conspiracy stuff. But anyway,
we love the bells.
I'm actually motivated to call you because I got beat up as a kid because my parents went to JCPenney and bought me clothes there. I mean, it was like they had the get your kids beat up section, and they buy the clothes there. It was like, what? I had it bad as a kid, I got to say.
So ironically, that was not the cool clothes back then.
It was not back then, no.
Wow. I apologize for bringing up everybody's childhood bullying stories.
I remember going to school in Toughskins from Sears.
Yeah, we've heard that.
Those were made of pure plastic.
Right.
They were not comfortable.
I remember having a pair
on
of...
a hot day. Wow.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I remember having a pair of powder blue corduroys.
I had some of those too, and they were bell-bottoms in the 70s.
I had some psychedelic bell-bottoms in the 60s.
You could make a campfire between your legs if you were...
Zip, zop, zip, zop, zip, zop.
Right.
Looked like I was auditioning for the Monkees.
Okay, everybody, Prince has finally tweeted for the first time.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. That's it. That's all he said.
No, that's not all he said. He tweeted a picture of his salad.
No, his first tweet was Prince's first tweet, testing 1, 2.
Mm-hmm.
His second tweet was Prince's second tweet.
Yeah.
His third tweet was a picture of his salad.
Sorry, what? His salad?
His salad.
Salad.
Okay.
Twitter's just sad. That being said, you should follow us on Twitter so you can find out where our new TV at home is.
Yes, you can follow Stephanie at SM Show. You can follow me at Radio Guy Chris.
There you go. All right, speaking of tweets, normally it's for feuds, right?
Right.
Lady Gaga and Cher were in a sweet tweet fest. A sweet tweet. Aw.
I wonder if Dana Loesch and I could ever have a sweet tweet fest.
No. Oh, dear God, no.
Yikes.
I wonder if she and Prince tweeted back and forth. You can't. All right.
Sorry.
The two singers have just recorded a duet, The Greatest Thing, which surfaced online on Tuesday, much to their chagrin. They tweeted it wasn't the right version, and Cher was ticked off that someone leaked it. But she tweeted great lyrics to Gaga. She said, Gaga's single's great. That's all that matters. Gaga said, my queen, spelled Kween.
Oh. That's how the kids are spelling it.
Oh,
really? Yeah.
Okay. Then I love you, Cher. Thanks for the support. You're the greatest thing. Oh, it's a love story.
No.
And thank you for holding my meat purse. Is that what the kids are calling it?
No, remember when Lady Gaga wore the meat dress? She carried a meat purse and she
right.
handed it to Cher while she went up on stage to collect her award.
Right.
And her pashmina.
Her meat pashmina.
Pashmina.
Ironically, that's what I said to Cher when I met her.
Thanks for holding my meat purse.
There's an image. Wow.
She said nice pashmina. And I said thank you for holding my meat purse. That's going to be in my wedding vows whenever that happens.
Yeah.
Even Katie Couric was impressed by their exchange. Love when women support each other. Go, Lady Gaga and Cher. She tweeted, oh. Jackie Schackner and I support each other. I'm gonna tweet her later. Thanks for holding my meat purse. Saying, stop it. I would like to issue an apology. Jackie Schackner has never held my meat purse. Yet. She might be vulnerable today. Okay, just kidding.
Yikes.
Oh, I'm just kidding.
You're a vulture.
Right? I learned it from Jim.
Oh, God.
As you know, for many years, we have been Team Jen.
Sure.
Jim always been Team I don't give a flying. Right. However, for those of us that are still very involved in this whole Team Jen, Team Angelina thing, they narrowly avoided an airplane run-in. E! News has learned that Angelina Jolie and Jennifer Aniston were both scheduled to be flying first class on the same British Airways flight from LAX to London. Oh, that's a long flight. Awkward.
Yeah.
Several hours of awkward. An employee realized the flight might be
awkward.
Right. And informed...
This is your captain speaking. We've discovered a rather difficult, touchy situation. I believe it could be quite awkward.
Should the overhead bitch.
Put her in the overhead bitch. Bin. Sorry.
Bin. Pardon me. They informed Camp Aniston about the potentially uncomfortable situation. Jennifer's schedule was subsequently changed, and she flew out Monday instead. So everybody we can all move on now. That happened, and Thank God.
Apparently that British Airways staffer was reading the tabloids and have been following the feud.
This might be a bit of a sticky wicket.
Sticky wicket, yes.
Oh, dear.
I don't suppose they have hate sex in the bathroom.
Someone must ring Team Aniston.
Because any normal person wouldn't know, wouldn't care.
I would.
Would you?
I would have been all over that. Wow, I'm not sure how this is possible. Britney Spears spent $7 million in 2012. She made regular purchases at the 99-cent store. How do you buy $7 million worth of
I don't
things?
think the entire $7 million was at the
99-cent plus store and the pay 99 cents or less store. Two different 99-cent stores were part of the establishments that she was able to spend $7 million at.
And a lot of that, they said, was Christmas lights.
Oh, well, that was only $4,000 something. Oh, pardon me. $3,400 on Christmas lights.
Okay.
Is that for like friend Chevy Chase's house? What?
That's a lot of Christmas lights.
Oh, dear God. Really? Okay. Kris Jenner, mother of Kim Kardashian, criticized Obama's president's assertion that her daughter and Kanye West are not setting great examples for America's youth.
Well, they're not setting great examples for America's youth.
There's that.
Also, he's a jackass.
Right. He is indeed a jackass. Thank you. I find it so odd he's picking on Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. Who says their daughter's name by their whole name? That's weird.
Yeah.
While my mother would say, I will have no comment on Stephanie Miller. I don't even... She mind? Really? Well, Kanye West, first of all, doesn't go on vacation, ever. Oh, I see. That was a dig at the president taking vacation. Why Kanye? And Kim Kardashian, that is just weird. Who refers to their child by their whole name? Is the hardest working young lady in the world. Okay. All right.
Well, vacation from what? What does Kanye need a vacation from?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, dear. Ex-husband begging celebrity chef Nigella Lawson to get back with him.
Oh.
I guess he's a little choked up over the whole...
Oh, I see what you did.
Break up. He appears to become unhinged since they're split and has been bombarding his former wife with texts and phone calls, making threats to harm himself if she doesn't call him. Oh, that's always effective. Charles has been texting and phoning Nigella endlessly. A source said 1 minute he's pleading, the next he's bullying. Okay, I would advise her to just
move on.
Call block, right?
Yeah.
Call
I will
ID,
shove
something.
a screwdriver in my eye unless you come back to me. What?
That's appealing. All right, well, then I'll be married to a guy with a screwdriver in his eye. All right. All right, that's it for us. Don't forget, follow us on Stephanie Miller Show, at Stephanie Miller Show on Twitter and on Facebook, so you will know where our new TV outlet is. But
SM Show.
We continue on the radio, StephanieMiller.com for all of that info. We'll see you tomorrow on the Stephanie Miller Show. Thank you, Current.
Bye.
When I close my eyes, I see the way this world shall be when we go walking in it. When the last child cries for a crust of bread, when the last man dies for just words that he said, when they're sheltered over the poorest head, we shall be free. We shall be free. We shall be free. Stand straight, walk right, have a little faith, hold on. We shall be free. Oh, we shall be free.
Type mail order bride into any internet search engine and you'll be given a lot of options. Russian brides, Latin American brides, and mostly Filipino and Thai brides, all just a click away. The whole idea has become something of a joke, conjuring up images of sad, lonely men and their money-grabbing trophy wives. But who are the women behind the glossy photographs? And why do they want to leave their homes and families to marry a Western man? And why do some men decide to give up the Western dating game and instead try their luck with a mail order bride? In this documentary, I'll travel across the UK and Ireland, and as far away as Southeast Asia, to hear the stories behind the smiles and the makeup. And I'll be asking, is this just another amusing quirk of the internet age? Or is there a darker side to the mail order bride industry? My journey begins in Stourbridge, just off the M5, near Birmingham, once known as the City of 1,000 Trades. Here, Ken Moylan, a dentist, lives with his wife Wan and their 3 children.
When I first met Wan, for a week, we laughed, right? And we were so happy together. Now, I think that's an important thing, isn't it, really? To be happy with someone. It was a bonus that Wan was very attractive, but we just got on so well, and we just laughed all